Mm. Plosive. Plosive. Hello. Hello. Schmeckeldorf. Hello. Howdy. Howdy. Hi. Hi. How? Oh, hi. Morning, morning. What's your opinion on Bob Lazar? He's a hack. Did you have fun on the line? Yeah, it was a good time. My first time actually getting to co-host with Matt. I've been like, I used to watch Matt all the time, so it was fun. It was a good time. Who's Bob Lazar? A guy who faked his credentials and claimed that he worked for like Area 51 or something. You're right. Doing flat Earth debates is indeed playing on easy mode, but they don't seem to think so. All right, we have our first guest. Bring him up. Ty, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Not a whole lot. There's some serious echo though. Can you fix that?
Is there?
Yeah.
Here, maybe I'll just join back or something.
Okay, yeah, sure, that works. Oh. Oh. The belligerence of FLERFS is not to be underestimated. Very true. Earth isn't flat. It got them big ol' implants. True. Admiral Byrd is greater than Blitz. Really? Admiral Byrd didn't say that he saw like, you know, a portal in Antarctica. Look, Ian's my fella. How could I not bring up Ian on the line? All right, welcome back, Ty.
Yo, is it still?
It sounds like it's much better, actually.
All right, bet. So,
so
you're in. My bad. What's up?
No, you're good. Ty, I just wanted to check. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Flat.
Okay, great. You were going to say?
I was gonna ask, are you a flat earther or not?
No, I'm not a flat earther. That's why I say flat Earth is dead.
Okay.
It's a dead idea. Well, been dead for hundreds of years. Anyway, sorry.
Right,
so why don't you tell me about why you think the Earth is flat?
Well, I've always been not always, but I've looked into conspiracy theories about 1-2 years ago, and I've been a flat earther since.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw maybe like half a year ago, I just woke up one day and I was like, I want to read the Bible, right? And I read the first page of Genesis, and I don't know, it pretty much just proved to me the Earth is flat, and I just sat there on that page ever since. Like I haven't read the Bible since because I'm still on that page. But do you know what I'm talking about by the first page of Genesis?
Yeah. Are you telling me that you're just a slow reader?
Well, I mean, like I'm not a slow reader per se, but like when I learn something, I like to know all about it. You know what I mean? Like I want to take the Bible bit by bit so I learn all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, sure. So why do you think that the Earth is flat? Because you said that you bought into it before you read the Bible, right?
Yeah, well, I think the Earth is flat because, well, mainly just from conspiracy theories, you know, like
what?
a lot of different conspiracy theories. I don't really know how to prove those, but
like what?
Yeah. Well, Well, for example, I have this book like right in front of me called the Hearth book, and I could probably find something in
Hi.
here about it. You ever heard of that?
You trolling me?
I'm dead ass. I have a book right in front of me that about the flat Earth, like literally in front of me as we speak.
So you don't know why you think the Earth is flat, you just do?
Well, just the conspiracy theories. But what really made me really go
What
into it,
conspiracy theories? Which ones?
I don't know. I
Sounds
guess
like you don't know.
I don't know. I know a couple of them. To start off, there was like these different like CIA, like FBI groups where they had like these like badge things, and they all said like some of them were like to do certain things, right? You know, they have certain groups to do certain things. And some of them were just like weird names that just insinuated the flat Earth. You know, that's a
I have
conspiracy
no
theory
idea what
about
you're
it.
talking about. I think that you should think about why you think the Earth is flat, and then maybe come back. But I suspect you're a troll anyway, so you probably won't come back because I don't think that you actually know anything about the flat Earth. I think you just wanted to come up and talk. No, Ty. No. You have to be in timeout, okay? You were in timeout, Ty. People do. Let me finish my Bible parry. I don't know what that means, Bible part. No. No, Ty. I'm sorry, no, Ty. No. No, it's the shape of a donut. 8 billion cell phones, 0 photos of curvature. Waterman, if you want to come up and talk about it, we can. I can even show you photos. In fact, why don't we just send Waterman an invite? No sound detected. Oh, that's just because I wasn't talking. That's why. All right, he's not coming up, so we'll show him anyway. Let me pull up the document. And going to the Seeing Curvature tab. And we will go to the Visually Discerning the Curvature of the Earth from an Airplane paper. Let's pull that up. It's a great paper, honestly. It's a great, oops. I don't know why it's not coming up. There we go. It's really straightforward to read. And it's like super explicit, right? Like it just does exactly what we want it to do. So in this paper, the author, David K. Lynch, who published this paper in a optometry or in like an optics journal, he took a photograph of the horizon and he showed that it's slightly higher in the middle. See that dot? That dot is where the horizon is. That red line is where the line is. Slightly higher in the middle than it is on the edges. And in fact, you can run the math using the size of the lens, the field of view, and those kinds of things. And you find out that that's exactly the amount of curvature you would expect if you were around 7 miles up, between 6 and 7 miles up in the air. And it turns out commercial aircraft fly between 6 and 7 miles up in the air. So not only did he take a picture of curvature, it's a little bit, but it is curvature. Not only did he take that picture, it's the exact amount of curvature you would expect. So there's literally a photo here. This is a photo. This is a photograph. There's just an inset zoomed in on where the horizon meets here. So you have the horizon here, and then there, that black dot zoomed in. And you see that the line is slightly below the middle. Six, seven, indeed. All right, you guys know what to do. Make sure to like the live stream so that we can get more people in here so that we can have more conversations with flat earthers, because everybody knows that that's what we want, right? You know it's not cool anymore, by the way, when I start doing it. Oh, yeah. So the name of the paper, if you want to find it, the name of the paper is Visually Discerning the Curvature of the Earth by David K. Lynch. You should be able to, it's available for free online. Just Google it. You should be able to find it. Right, we have a super chat that'll bring on our next guest. Bacon and Bush with the $10. Thank you so much, Bacon. I can't hang out today, but your thing on Hang Up last night was interesting. Yeah, it was a good time. I like to spread my wings, if you will. Oh, no, the other person left. There is currently no other guests, so yes, you are only hearing me right now, Queen Jane, but that's because there's no other flat earthers around right now. We'll give it a few minutes. You know, sometimes it takes flat earthers a little bit of time to get in here to warm up. Are you on YouTube too? Yes, I am on YouTube too. YouTube as well, I should say. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to become a member on YouTube, you get access to all of the emojis. There's currently 6, but we're working on more. Let's talk to Yeezy Peasy. No, sorry, Yeezy Peggy. Yeezy, how's it going?
Yo, what's up?
Not a whole lot. Yeezy, do you think the Earth is flat?
Yeah, because I said it is.
Because what?
Just because I think it is correct.
Okay, yeah, why? Why do you think it is?
Oh, just because I'm correct, you know?
Oh, okay, care to elaborate?
I'm just correct.
Okay. Talk to Christ Maxon. Christ Maxon, how's it going?
Hey man, what's up?
Not a whole lot. Christ, do you think, sorry, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Oh, I think it follows the cosmology of the Bible. I think it's flat. Like, I think a flat stationary Earth with a thumb over the top.
Okay, and want to tell me why? Like, what piece of evidence led you to that conclusion?
Just before we get into this, I also just want to say that I'm not like a physicist or anything like that, or just some crazy debater. Like, I'm not gonna have all the answers. But the reason why I think it's flat is because the Bible multiple times says that the shape of the Earth has a firmament over the top and it's non-moving, and I very much believe in what the Bible says.
Does it say that it's non-moving in the Bible?
Yeah, it does multiple times. Yeah.
Can you give me a verse reference? I mean, like you might be right. I'm just like, I know that it says that there's a firmament several places, but I don't know where it says that it's non-moving.
Yeah. Do you mind if I quickly go and grab the verse real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so there's multiple. So Psalm 93:1.
Okay, let's take a look.
I just pull it up, and then 93, and then
the Lord reigns. So I pulled it up. I can read it if you want, or
you could.
Actually, let me put it on the backdrop too. Psalm 93:1. The Lord reigns. He is robed in majesty. The Lord is robed in majesty and armed with strength. Indeed, the world is established firm and secure. So like, it doesn't explicitly say it's stationary, but I could see how you could like read that into it.
Okay, well, I can provide more verses to back.
Yeah, sure.
Time. Okay, cool. Okay, so this one's a bit better. It's Psalm 96:10.
Okay. 96:10. So, by the way, if you have a preferred translation, that's fine. I'm just using the NIV because that's kind of the default. But if you'd rather me use something else,
KJV.
Okay, you're a KJV only. Okay.
Yeah. No, not only, but I don't know. It's just from where I see it.
Where is the KJV?
I saw it just a second. Fine as well.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, so in the KJV it says, "Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth; the world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved." That's interesting because if we go look at like the NSRV, let's say anglicized or something like this, it says, I guess it says roughly the same thing. So yeah, okay, sure. The Bible says that it shall never be moved. Fine. Yeah. So what would it take to convince you that it's wrong?
What would it take to convince me? I'm pretty much like there are also early church fathers such as John Chrysostom. I'm not sure if you know who he is.
No, I
Um,
don't.
yeah, that have commentaries on it. So they basically established the foundations of the Catholic/Orthodox Church,
Hmm.
and their their words and stuff are kind of like the basis of what the church holds, like what is non-heretical and what's good and stuff like that. And his commentaries, he's like one of the three main church fathers, and his commentaries on it says that like he's very explicit in the fact that he believes that the earth is also like how the Bible describes it.
Right, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really address my question. My question is like, what kind of things or facts would you have to learn to think that this verse is wrong?
Yeah, so on top of this as well, like the basis of your question is kind of like hard because I really believe that the earth is flat, and like from your
Well,
perspective it's
but
like
pres-
it's like asking you, for example, like what would it take to convince you that like the earth is flat, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I could give you an example. Like, for example,
sure.
if you could show that Antarctica actually was a ring rather than like kind of like a plate, rather than like plate shaped, meaning like if you could show that you couldn't cross from one side of Antarctica to the other by merely going south and then going north again,
Yeah.
then that would be pretty compelling evidence. That would at least make me
Sure.
consider that I'm wrong.
100%. Yeah.
So,
and
like-
I agree with that.
Like,
too.
what kind of thing would make you think that you could be wrong?
Well, honestly, like it's the way that you phrase it, it's difficult because this is my faith, and like honestly, like because for example, you could show calculations and stuff, but like I'm not really smart enough to like understand all these like numerical values and like things like that. And like I'm not representative of all flat earthers, obviously, but this is just me personally. And then you could show me things from like NASA, for example. And then I think that NASA is an atheistic agency, and I think that they have an agenda that they're pushing by propagating the spherical Earth theory.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that like the heads, I actually wouldn't be surprised if none of the heads of NASA have ever been atheists.
Yeah, well, maybe externally they present themselves as Christian, but
So
internally they have.
do you think that they're like
other
secret atheists?
Maybe not even atheists, like active Satanists potentially. Yeah.
So Jared Isaacman is the new head of NASA. He was just confirmed.
I also think that there's layers to these things. So like, not to get too off topic, but like, for example, like the president of the United States is supposedly Donald Trump, right? But there are deeper
Yes.
hands that play behind the scenes, you know.
So I mean, look, like I don't even have to cite NASA, but it is just a little bit. I guess
so,
my
yeah.
question is like, how many conspiracies do you have to believe in order to make sure that you can hold on to the flat Earth Christian belief? Like, to be clear, there are plenty of Christians who don't think the Earth is flat, right? In fact, most
Yeah.
Christians don't think the Earth is flat.
But I
So-
also have an answer for that as well. No, but go.
But all I'm saying is that like clearly like they have, and in fact like the Pope doesn't think the Earth is flat, right?
Yeah, but like I don't think that the Pope is like I think he's a heretic from my perspective.
You're Orthodox or Catholic or?
Orthodox, yeah, but even Bartholomew, I don't agree with what he does either. So it's more of like a
Isn't that kind of like isn't that heretical itself?
see, we can go into this, but like it's gonna take just completely away from the topic. But like there was basically in 1924, the patriarch of the Orthodox Church took over, and then because in the Orthodox Church we don't believe that popes are infallible. So
No, I know you guys have patriarchs, right?
yeah, patriarchs. Yeah, so the patriarch was actually a Freemason, and this is confirmed, by the way. And he set up a new calendar. So he changed the old calendar that the Orthodox people were on to, I think, the Roman version, or maybe it's I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he changed the calendar, and the councils and the committees weren't happy with that. So there's a split between mainstream Orthodoxy and old calendarist orthodoxy, and that's kind of where
Do you
I
think that the orthodoxy was believed in the flat Earth before 1924?
yeah, of course, yeah.
So, what countries are well represented by Eastern or by orthodoxy? Would you say
Mm, like
Russia,
Eastern-
Belarus, Ukraine,
Eastern
probably
European-
Eastern
yeah,
Europe.
like
So, if
Serbia,
I found you a globe from Russia prior to 1924, how would you make sense of that?
no, that's fine. Like this like the theory of a spherical Earth was already propagated by Greeks way before.
Right. But if
Church,
if the people who thought that the Earth was not a globe, or if Eastern Orthodoxy
Yeah.
pushed the idea that the Earth was not a globe prior to 1924, why would there be Russian globes if these people are overwhelmingly Eastern Orthodox?
Well, we need to see what their ranking is also within Orthodoxy, and also
I don't know what you
patriarchs
mean.
aren't-
I don't know what ranking means. I'm just saying,
Like,
like,
for
look, there are
yeah.
people who almost everybody was like Russian Orthodox, right? Prior to the Soviet era,
Yeah,
basically.
but see, you don't really like. I can just kind of tell from your understanding. Like, you probably know a lot about maths and stuff, but like you don't have that deep of an understanding about theology. So like,
Well, I mean, like that's a separate conversation. But my point is, do you think that like, why did the people, the Russians, prior to 1924, why did they think the Earth was a globe if Eastern Orthodoxy taught that it was not?
like I can't. Like, I could also say that that's a deception from Satan. Do you know what I mean?
So, is just everything a deception from Satan, or
Well,
what's
if-
more likely, that everything is a deception from Satan and you and like
Not everything.
100
Not
other
everything.
people in the world are right, or that you're just mistaken about this?
Yeah, well, there's also a Bible verse for that. It says, don't lean, like, I'm just paraphrasing here, but like, it's like, don't lean on the understanding of the world, but don't lean on your own understanding, but trust in the understanding of God. And like, these things will be revealed to you. And like,
So have you had a personal experience that God personally spoke to you and revealed it to you, or?
so I can't say that because I could lie and I could say, yeah, but then like, it
Oh,
wouldn't
I'm
mean-
hoping that you're being honest.
yeah, of course, but it wouldn't mean anything for me to say that. So like, I've looked at certain things. By the way, again, I'm not a physicist. I'm not a crazy debate guy or anything. Just from my perspective and from the Bible's perspective, as well as like certain videos I've seen. So like, I've like seen videos, for example, of pilots that multiple different videographers go up to them after their flights and
Hold
they
on,
ask them.
let's not change the topic. We can talk about that later, but we were on something, right?
Well, this is what, like, I'm not having a debate here. Like, I'm kind of just expressing my opinion. Like, I'm not really trying to change.
But I asked you a question, and like now you're just kind of like dodging it, and instead bringing up pilots.
What was the question?
The question is like, what makes you think that you are more likely to be right, you and the 100 other Eastern Orthodox flat earthers? Well,
Yeah,
obviously I'm being
There's also many flat
what's
earthers
the
that
word?
aren't Orthodox Christian.
obviously flat earthers are in the minority, right? And Orthodox Christian flat earthers are an even smaller minority. So what makes you think that that your small minority is correct, and everybody else is in on a conspiracy?
I feel like that's some kind of fallacy, right? Like,
Well, not really. Look,
authority or
I
something
mean,
like that, I don't know.
like I'm not saying that they are correct because there's more of them. What I'm saying is that it should definitely give you pause that so many purportedly smart people, right? Like most, arguably every smart person, like I should say famously smart person, like Isaac Newton or like Albert Einstein or Freud, like these like famous smart people, every single one of them thought the Earth was a globe. So
Yeah,
like
so
it should
Isaac
give
Newton
it should
came
give
up
you
with
it should
the
give you
theory of-
pause that like
Sorry.
all of these smart people, and then basically every regular person also thinks that the Earth is a globe. And it just seems like the size of the conspiracy required to believe what you believe is horribly, horribly unlikely. Like it seems too big to be possible.
Yeah. So there's an experiment done. I can't remember the exact experiment, but they invited a group of people into the room, and then one after the other, the person was told that like what you see on this page is orange, but it was purple or something. And then like 5 people were in on it, and then the last person wasn't in on it. And they all said, so if the thing was orange, they all said purple, purple, purple. And then the last person, even though instinctively he knew that it was orange, said purple just because everyone else in line said that it was the other color. Does that make sense? So humans are very like sheep-minded people, like not in a bad way, but like a lot of people aren't critical thinkers. And you know, do you like, this might be diverging into other topics, but like for example 9/11, like how many people believe that that wasn't actually an inside job? Like maybe the majority of people believe that that wasn't an inside job, or like there was no conspiracy behind that. But like if you look at it critically thinkingly, you can see that there are other factors in it that make it seem like the narrative that they're saying isn't true.
So look, I've heard of the the phenomenon that you're referring to. I'm not sure if it was exactly as you described, but yeah, like people tend to go along with things. But that's why I mentioned that this isn't just like normies that think this. This is like literally every single one of quote the smartest people who have ever lived. These are people who are, if anybody's going to be capable of critical thought, it will be these extremely smart people. And so why are they not critically thinking, but you are? It just, like, I don't know, man. It seems if my view made me say, yep, Albert Einstein was wrong and Isaac Newton was wrong and James Clerk Maxwell was wrong and Sigmund Freud was wrong and Stephen Hawking, if my view makes me think that all of these like geniuses were wrong, I would definitely second guess myself.
Yeah, so that again is like yeah, that's a fallacy again, like a logical fallacy that you're saying.
What's the fallacy?
An appeal to authority, like these.
I'm not saying that they're correct because they're smart. I'm saying that because they're smart.
That's the basis of your argument.
No, I'm saying because they're smart, you should at least think about what are the odds that you're wrong and they're right.
Yeah, well, I'm not basing my opinion off of my own thoughts. I'm basing it off of the Bible, and I'm also basing it.
But some of these people also were very, very religious people.
Yeah, externally.
And they came to separate conclusions. Like, for example, Isaac Newton, wildly religious. In fact, he wrote more about theology than he did about physics. Right?
Yeah, but then what was his?
And he came to he didn't think that the earth was flat.
Was he a Catholic? Like what was he?
He was the Catholics thought he was a heretic.
Yeah, because he's a Protestant, right?
No, he wasn't a Protestant either. He probably didn't fall into any particular well-known.
That's basically Protestant, non-denominational.
No, it's not that he's non-denominational. It's that he rejected certain things that the the Anglican Church taught, and he wasn't a Trinitarian. That's a good point. He was he had very arguably very heretical views.
Exactly. So what is his what is his standing in theology compared to the early church fathers?
Well, I'm not saying that his standing in theology is like particularly whatever. I'm just saying that he was someone that was very, very clearly interested in theology, and he had a very strong belief in in Christianity.
Just because he's interested in theology, like he was wrong about the Trinity, so like he can also be wrong about like gravity.
Okay, so look, how do you evaluate whether someone is wrong about something? What do you use?
See, the thing is, I can't know for 100% sure. Like that's the thing. Like I'm not claiming that I know 100%. Again, I'll say that like I'm not claiming to know that I 100% know things, right? All I'm saying is that this is what I personally, like in my heart, believe, and like according to my faith as well, like this is what my faith teaches. And like even a lot of Christians won't agree but they don't read the Bible. Like,
do you think that you're like more religious than most Christians?
No, I'm a sinner. Like I'm not a good person at all.
Because like I've spoken with and for what it's worth, I speak with a lot of Christians just because I'm an English speaking guy and I do a lot of debates about religion. So I've spoken with a lot of Christians, and a lot of them are like biblical literalists. Like they think the earth is a globe.
Well, if they were biblical literalists, like, can you show me one verse that it says that the earth is moving? Can you show me one verse that
Well, no, I mean, like, if you take Einstein's perspective, then like the earth being stationary and a globe, by the way, and everything moving around it is just as equally a valid reference frame as the earth moving and the sun being stationary, for example. Those are both equally valid reference frames. But they think that the earth is a globe.
Yeah, but isn't like the only thing that holds the theory that Earth is a sphere in space is the idea that gravity exists, right?
No, you don't need gravity to know that the Earth is a sphere.
You don't need gravity. But what about the fact that it's spinning and stuff like that?
You don't need gravity to know that it's spinning either.
No, like for it to be viable as like a possibility.
No.
Okay, so what's like, I thought that was the basis of like spherical Earth, you know? Maybe I'm
No.
wrong.
Yeah, no, the
Okay.
basis of spherical Earth is that you can map out its shape and it's spherical. Like you can
Okay,
map out its
so-
shape by moving around on its surface, right?
So what role does gravity play in
Gravity is why things fall down, why the
things fall
moon
down?
goes around it, but like doesn't really have much to do with the shape. I mean, obviously, it's the reason why it is the shape that it is. But even if gravity didn't exist,
what I was saying.
no, but even if gravity didn't exist and there was just like no such thing as gravity, it could still be a sphere. Like that,
Yeah,
there would be
could.
nothing stopping it from being a sphere, right? And we can just
guess,
check
yeah.
that it is a sphere by just mapping out its shape by essentially doing cartography.
I guess, yeah. But anyway, again, you know, I'm not the smartest jelly bean in the jelly bean jar, but like I've also seen videos of like, I don't know if we can move on to this if you're okay with
Yeah, that's
that or
fine.
not.
That's fine.
Okay. I've seen multiple videos that have been compiled about pilots getting confronted by flat earthers, and they're saying like, yeah, we don't account for curvature of the earth, and like I think it's flat and stuff like that. And they look like super serious when they're saying it. They're not like joking.
And I've seen multiple pilots say the opposite. So what do we do?
Okay, but if yeah, I guess so. But like, you know, if you're 100% sure that like Earth is truly a sphere and stuff like that, like, are you 100% sure?
I mean, I'm as sure that the Earth is a sphere. Sorry, I don't know why I can't form a sentence. I am as sure that the Earth is a sphere as I am that the sun will rise tomorrow.
Okay.
So like maybe the sun won't
you're
rise
pretty
tomorrow.
certain.
Maybe the Earth is like I have a high degree of certainty.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then why are pilots saying that the Earth is flat?
So I've seen pilots do this, and like they just like it's at least it seems evident to me that they just want the person to go away, and they don't really care. So they're just telling them what they want to hear.
True. Well, you know, I looked at the video and I thought differently. I thought they were being quite genuine about it. And you know, like,
And
what's
for
the
what it's
argument
worth, a pilot doesn't need to know anything about the shape of the Earth to fly a plane. All they have to do is they just have to keep the nose pointed at 2 or 3 degrees above the artificial horizon, and the plane will fly level. Like they don't have to know. They could be a flat earther, although I kind of doubt that would be the case. I don't know what kind of schooling pilots have to do, but like in principle, you could have a flat Earth pilot as long as they know how to pilot a plane. They like. Planes go around the curvature of the Earth on their own. It doesn't require a pilot to do that.
Yeah, but like, you know, they're there flying every single day. And
Right,
like,
right.
I've
But they
seen
don't have to do like they wouldn't have to do anything different on the surface of the Earth if it was flat as opposed to if it was a globe. So like they wouldn't have to know anything. Right.
So they wouldn't at all have to account for the curvature of the Earth. You're saying?
No.
Okay, why is that?
Because of the way that planes are designed, they will by themselves follow the curvature of the Earth.
Okay, so you're saying that the Earth is spinning at what, 1,000? I don't know how. Do you know how fast that it spins?
Once per day.
Once per day, but like, do you know the actual like miles per hour or something like that?
We don't measure rotation in terms of miles per hour, right? I mean,
Oh,
like
no.
think about like a drill. Like you don't measure it and like it rotates at like
I don't know.
100 miles an hour. It rotates like 15,000 RPM or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know like what the measurement is for it, but it rotates
It's in rotations.
fast,
You could say like rotations per minute or degrees per hour. It's like a number of angles. It's like an amount of angle.
Wait, hold on.
And divided by an amount of
I'll be
time.
right back.
Sorry?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Search this out real quick if that's all right with you.
Do what?
Search this out real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I just saw that the Earth apparently spins. Common sources say at about 1,000 miles per hour. I mean, sorry, yeah, 1,000 miles per hour.
Relative to where?
What do you mean relative to where?
I mean, because like if you're at the North Pole, the Earth doesn't spin. The Earth spins at 0 miles per hour, right? Like you don't move if you're at the North Pole. You just go in a circle.
From the equator.
Okay, so if you ask how fast is the equator moving tangentially relative to the center of the Earth, then about 1,000 miles an hour is correct. But neither you nor I are at the equator, so it's not really a relevant measurement, right?
You're telling me that the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour, and the pilot not once
at the equator, yeah.
Okay, yeah, at the equator, but the Earth is still spinning regardless of whether
it spins once per day.
Okay, but there's a measurement behind that too, like
once per day is the measurement. That is the angular speed of the Earth's rotation.
Day, but there's a particular speed that
it's 15 degrees per hour. No, rotation rate is not measured in terms of miles per hour. It's not how we measure rotation.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry, again, I'm not a physicist or anything like that. Like, I'm not the smartest jelly bean in the job, but I'm saying that the Earth is spinning, and the pilot not once has to account for like drag or anything like that. For like
the pilot, well, so to be clear, like the way that you fly is you have thrusters on or like engines. The engines push against the drag, right? That's why the engines have to stay on. But the plane is moving with the Earth. The atmosphere is moving with the Earth.
So you're telling me that the plane is moving at the exact same rate that the Earth is moving?
When the plane is on the Earth, of course it's moving at the same speed that the Earth is moving, right?
No, not when the plane's on the Earth. When it's in
hold
the
on.
air.
So when the plane is on the Earth, of course, we agree that it's moving at the same speed, right?
No, because that would mean that the Earth isn't flat.
Suppose for a moment, I mean, you're trying to do a criticism of the globe Earth, right?
Well, that you just try to pull me into your, like, you just try to gotcha me just then. Like,
I mean, you just brought up the Earth is supposedly rotating at XYZ miles an hour, as if that debunks how planes fly. So if you're trying to do an internal criticism, meaning, well, even under your worldview, this doesn't make sense, then you have to work within that worldview, right? So
yeah, sure. Yeah.
So on a globe Earth, when the plane is on the ground, it's moving at the same speed as the Earth, right?
Sorry, say that again.
When the plane is on the ground, it's moving at the same speed as the Earth. Well, on the globe model. Now, when it turns on its engines, while it's still on the ground, it will be moving maybe slightly faster than the Earth or slightly slower or maybe in a slightly different direction just because of, it adds its speed to the Earth's speed or takes away its speed from the Earth's speed, right?
But is there a particular, like, device in the plane, or, like, does the pilot have to account for the spin at all?
Bear with me. So when the plane turns on its engines and it's still on the ground, right? It's trying to get up to speed. And let's say it's going 10 miles per hour. And let's say it's on the equator just to make things easy. And let's say it's moving east. So if the Earth is moving at 1,000 miles per hour and the plane, when it was just sitting on the Earth, was moving with the Earth, and then it starts moving 10 miles an hour relative to, say, the ground, how fast is it moving?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So, right, so when the plane is moving 10 miles an hour, say, to the east, but it's still on the ground. It's moving 10 miles an hour relative to the ground, right? So, the ground is, from the plane's perspective, the ground is moving backwards at 10 miles an hour. How fast is the plane actually moving relative to, say, the center of the Earth, if the surface is 1,000 miles an hour and the plane is moving 10 miles an hour relative to the surface?
Bro, again, I have no idea.
Okay, it's 1,010, right? It's moving 10 miles an hour faster than the Earth.
But see, these are all hypotheticals from my perspective. Like, these are all hypothetical.
Look, if you're trying to make a critique, then you have to understand the model well enough to criticize it.
Yeah, but I'm not like. Am I critiquing it, or am I just saying that?
You're trying to say this doesn't make sense because the Earth is supposed to be moving and yet the planes don't account for it. But what I'm telling you is that the planes don't have to account for it because everything is moving relative to the Earth. The atmosphere is moving relative to the Earth, the ground is moving relative to the Earth, the plane is moving relative to the Earth. So from everything's perspective, you may as well treat the Earth as not rotating and it would work just as well.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Because everything is moving relative to the Earth, right? So if a plane is moving 500 miles east at the equator relative to the Earth, then it's moving 1,500 miles an hour east relative to the, something that's not rotating. But that just means that it's just moving faster relative to that non-rotating thing. But who cares? That's not like the air isn't non-rotating. The air is rotating with the Earth. So it's traveling 500 miles an hour through the air, and it's just not an issue.
Yeah, but it's above the Earth, and the Earth
Right, but the air rotates with the Earth, rotates with the ground.
The air rotates with the ground.
Yeah.
Is that right? Well,
Yeah.
that just makes no sense to me. Like that's just
Why?
ridiculous in my opinion. So what you're saying? Gravity is the glue that's kind of holding it all together. Like,
Well, no.
the
Well, so gravity
atmosphere,
keeps the air on the ground, or keeps the air near the Earth. It's not on the ground, right? But it's friction that keeps the air
you're
moving
saying-
with the Earth.
So you're saying that the gravity is relative, like the plane, the air, and the Earth are all relative within gravity.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they're all so so you can just think of the whole
you're saying
thing
it
as a
doesn't- it
rotating
doesn't-
system, and it's all rotating together. Everything
yeah,
is
yeah, I
rotating
understand.
together with one another.
So it's all relative. That's what you're saying, basically.
I mean, that's what like if we're talking about speed or velocity, those are always measured relative to something. Right? If I'm on a train and I throw a baseball to my friend while on the train, from my perspective, relative to me, the baseball is maybe moving 30 miles an hour, but relative to some guy that's standing on the ground off the train, maybe the baseball's moving at 100 miles an hour. Right?
Yeah,
Speeds are always relative.
But like these are all like, from my perspective, these are all hypothetical scenarios.
What's
that, like,
hypothetical about the train and the baseball?
No. Just like the relativity of.
There's nothing hypothetical about this. This is just how we measure velocities, how we measure speeds.
I'm talking about what we were talking about before with like gravity and the relativity of the air, the plane.
Right. I understand that you think it's hypothetical, but to say that this doesn't therefore it doesn't make sense under your view that the pilots should have to adjust for something is incorrect. Under my view, the pilots shouldn't have to adjust for anything. In the globe model, there's
Because they're all
nothing to
getting-
adjust for because
everything's
the
getting
velocities
swelled
are
up in the same.
yeah, the
they're all getting
velocities are
swelled up in the
relative.
same.
Yeah.
So so does the speed of the plane dictate, like, can it move past, like, can it go faster or slower? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're saying
Well,
that everything.
so you have to, when we're talking about speed, you have to always say it's relative to what, right? Because again, like if I throw a baseball on the plane and I say it's moving at 90 miles an hour, does that mean that I just have a really good arm because it's 90 miles an hour relative to me? Or is it 90 miles an hour relative to somebody standing on the station and I actually kind of have a weak arm? Like, in order for me to make sense of what you're saying, I need to know, what are you measuring the speed relative to?
Yeah, I guess from the ground, I'd say, yeah. Or
Yeah,
like,
so
or just in the air, like you can see that like pilots have a gauge that determines
so-
how fast that they go. Yeah.
Right, so there's two speeds that are relevant for a plane. There's ground speed, which is basically just how much ground are they covering, right? And then there's airspeed. Now, airspeed takes into account wind. So like imagine that like the wind is like blowing at you at like 10 miles an hour. If you were like imagine you have like a toy plane or whatever, right? And the toy plane is it's like an RC plane and it's windy. Now you could fly the toy plane, if you're flying into a headwind, so say the wind is blowing this way and your plane is trying to fly this way, it could be the case that your plane just hovers, right? Because the wind is so strong that it pushes it back at the same speed that it's trying to move forward. And so it might not move at all over the ground, but the airspeed, the speed that it moves relative to the air that it's moving through, might be much faster. So planes have two relative speeds. There's airspeed and ground speed.
So from your perspective, could a plane go faster than the rate at which the Earth is spinning?
Relative to like the same thing that this Earth is spinning relative to? Yeah, absolutely. Like planes can go, if a plane is moving 500 miles an hour relative to the Earth in the direction of the Earth's rotation, it will be moving 500 miles an hour faster than the Earth's rotation is. If, on the other hand, it's moving 500 miles an hour in the opposite direction, then it'll move 500 miles an hour slower than the Earth's rotation.
Yeah, of course. So this is why I'm saying, because your previous argument was that everything is relative. So the pilot doesn't have to account for the spin of the Earth.
Right.
But that means that the speed at which the plane is going is the exact same speed at which the Earth is rotating.
No. It can move faster or slower relative to the Earth. It can move faster or slower relative to the something non-rotating, and it can move at different. It can also move at different speeds relative to the Earth, depending on how strong its engines are and things like this.
Okay, yeah. Well, that you didn't really make that clear in your previous.
Yeah, I mean, so like, look, if a plane is moving with the Earth's rotation, then it'll be moving faster than the Earth's speed relative to something that's not rotating. If it's moving against the Earth's rotation, it'll be moving slower than the Earth's rotation relative to something that's not moving.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. Why doesn't the pilot have to account for the spin of the Earth?
Because the speeds that the pilot controls are relative speeds. It controls the speed relative to the air and indirectly relative to the ground.
So but what you're basically saying is that the speed at which the pilot flies the plane is relative to the spin of the Earth, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's relative to the spin of the air, or it's relative to the speed of the air, which is also relative to the surface of the motion of the surface of the Earth. I mean, how do you think they calculate the speed of the plane?
How do I think they calculate the speed of? See, again, I'm not an aeronaut.
Because they definitely don't take into account what the Earth is doing. There's two ways. There's the airspeed, which basically they have like a little device at the front of the plane, and like depending on how strong the wind is pushing back on it, that like imagine they have like a spring and you blow really hard on the spring, it'll compress more, and you can like measure the speed that way through the air. Because if the faster you're moving, it's like the wind is blowing on you faster. And then to compute ground speed, they literally just use GPS, and they're like, how much ground are we covering in a certain amount of time? So of course, the speeds that they measure, the speeds that they control with their engines, these are going to be airspeed, which is measured relative to the air, and it's going to be ground speed, which is relative to the Earth's surface.
Yeah,
they're not accounting for anything about what the Earth itself is doing, because all of their measurements are relative to the Earth itself.
Yeah, so the whole time you're speaking, it really, to me, is just like you're coming from within. I know this isn't like debating, like correct in debating terms, whatever, but like you're just coming from the origin of like hypothetical scenarios, and like I really can't see outside of
You're
that.
asking me, so I mean, look, you're trying to criticize something, and I'm trying to explain to you why it makes sense on the globe model.
Every time you try to explain it, it's just like I just see clearer and clearer that like everyone is operating from the paradigm of like a hypothetical reality, basically.
Well, you think it's hypothetical because you think it's not true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But see, but then like this is like I don't know.
That doesn't mean that it is hypothetical, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But this is just I'm just expressing
like you understand that airplanes exist. Airplanes do measure the speed that they're traveling at relative to the ground and relative to the wind. Right? That's true. There's nothing hypothetical there. And so whether the Earth is
hold on. Relative to the ground. Relative to the ground. Is that so relative to the ground?
So they're either moving faster than the ground is moving, or they're moving slower than the ground is moving. They treat the ground as if it's stationary, and then they measure their speed relative to it.
Like what about in the air?
So like I said, there's two ways that they measure speed. One is with I don't remember what it's called. They basically use a pressure gauge, and like they measure how strong the wind is pushing back on them as they move through the air, and that tells them how fast they're moving through the air. The other way is that they use a GPS to figure out how fast they're moving relative to the ground.
Okay, yeah. I get that. Okay, yeah.
And so there's nothing hypothetical there. And all I'm saying is that even if the Earth were rotating, that would be irrelevant for the way that planes calculate their motion, because planes calculate their motion relative to the Earth. It's not relative to some stationary thing that's not rotating.
No, of course, like it is relative to a stationary thing that isn't moving. Like,
why? I just told you how they measure it. It's not relative to some other thing besides the Earth.
You're saying that the speed at which a plane flies is directly related to the ground, which is also spinning.
Well, look, whether or not the Earth is spinning, they are measuring it relative to the Earth, right?
Yeah, they're measuring it relative to the Earth.
So whether or not the Earth is spinning, that will not affect their motion.
But what? Because you're saying that everything is relative.
But because their speed is relative to the Earth. So if the Earth is moving, then their speed will also be moving with the Earth. Like their motion will also be with the Earth.
But like, but if the plane was going like 300 kilometers an hour compared to like
The ground.
200 or 100, yeah, sure, fine. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, like from your perspective, but like flying faster surely you would have to account for like the Earth spinning, or like having to catch up to like a part of the Earth because it's spun like a certain way. Do
But
you know what I
you're-
mean? Oh, but you're
but-
saying it's all relative. Yeah, I get it.
So the plane starts out spinning, and so like, so you know how when you like step on the gas,
I
and
get it. No, I get it.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
makes completely like I get what you're saying now, but like
Okay.
that to me is just like, yeah, I know, but like it's a fallacy to even say that. But like, just my opinion, I think that's like absolutely ridiculous. But like, that's just my opinion. I see the framework from which you're operating within, though. You're operating from within the framework that everything is always spinning all the time, so it doesn't matter, basically. Like,
Yeah, I mean, and look, like you might think that it doesn't make sense, but like if you go like run like a computer simulation, it works perfectly. If you like program in like an Earth and it's spinning, and then you put like a little plane and you put like little thrusters on the plane so that it can like accelerate. Everything that I'm saying is exactly what will happen in the simulation. Like it works. It really works.
yeah, that's fine. So I don't know if you can like help me, like enlighten me about this, but like we're gonna move on now, because
That's fine.
Like, I see what you're saying, in the fact that like I know from which
Actually,
framework you're operating
before
from.
we
Yeah.
move on off of planes, do you mind if I bring up something that I think
Yeah.
might be interesting for you? So, do you, and this is, I just need to ask this question so I can get an understanding of how you view the Earth. Have you heard of the Gleason map?
No.
Okay, so when you think of the shape of the Earth, are you thinking of something like, sorry, I'm just pulling it up, something like this shape?
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this
like
map
that.
was designed by a fellow whose last name was Gleason. It's often called the Gleason map, right? And so like, in this map, we can zoom in and like we can look at where New York is. By the way, are you in Australia or are you in?
I'm in Australia. Yeah.
Okay, what part of Australia, if you don't mind me asking?
The southern part.
Okay, great. So so New York. So you know where Sydney is? Sydney is like around here, right?
Yeah. I've
And,
never, yeah, sure. Yep.
Like around. It's like the southeastern part of
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah.
And so New York, if you don't know, New York is around here. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's around here. Japan is around here.
Yep.
And Santiago, Chile, which is the capital of Chile, is down here, right? So if this was the true shape of the Earth, one would expect.
By the way, I'm not like I don't fully know like if this flat Earth map is like the true thing, whatever. Like all I know is that looks similar to like the cosmology of like what I believe the Earth shape is. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have, it's not exact, but like like if the North Pole is in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Which I imagine you think it is, then whatever whatever's actually going on, it should be the case that you don't have to go as far to go from New York to Tokyo. Sorry, you don't have to go as far to go from New York to Tokyo as you do to go from, say, Santiago to Sydney, right? Like, as long as the North Pole is in the middle, that will be true on any kind of map, right? So we can actually then just check, like, is this actually the case that it takes significantly longer to go from Santiago to Sydney than it does to go from New York to Tokyo? Because there are direct flights that go from that do both things. We can go look up
I have a question for
QF28.
you.
Yeah, sure.
Why isn't from Australia to Santiago, if the Earth is in a hemisphere, the way that you say, like a sphere, why don't they just go from the south of Australia through the South Pole?
Oh, they do. They actually do. But let's just.
But isn't it aren't they like blocked off? Like
No, so they don't actually have to fly directly over the South Pole because they're not like directly opposite. They fly fairly close to it though. And I can show you that in a minute. But before we do that, so regardless of you would imagine that airlines, they would always take the shortest path that they could, unless there was some military reason, right? Unless there was like if you have an airline, airlines, they want to save on fuel, they want to make their flights as short as possible, so they'll always take the shortest path available to them, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So you would think that like so if we had a flight from Santiago to Sydney, it should take longer than from New York to Tokyo. Like if assuming that all of the flights are taking the shortest possible path from New York to Tokyo would be like right across this way. And the shortest possible path from Santiago to Sydney would be like right across this way. It's like a similar path, just like slightly different, right?
But you're saying that they go around the globe, basically.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say anything about the globe. I'm just going to compare how long it takes to fly from point A to point B. So if we go look at a flight, this is from Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia. And this is a real flight. You can just book it. Like it's on Qantas. I'm sure you know the Qantas airline, right? It's about 14 and a half hours. It takes about 14 and a half hours to go from Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia. And if we go look at American Airlines Flight 167, this is a flight from New York to Oda, Japan, which is it's the Tokyo International Airport. And this takes 14 hours and 54 minutes. It takes slightly longer. Now, of course, depending on wind and depending on like air conditions, like of course there's going to be slight deviations. And so if you check these two flights, because these flights run daily, if you check these two flights every day, what you'll find is that they take basically the same amount of time, plus or minus 30 minutes or so, just based off of air conditions. But if it were true that the North Pole were in the center, it should take way longer to go from Santiago to Sydney than it should to go from New York to Tokyo. And so something's not adding up.
Yeah, for sure. So my explanation for this would be that they have to continue to uphold the idea of a globe Earth to the people. So obviously,
so the airlines are in on it too?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But the pilots aren't.
Sorry?
But the pilots aren't.
Yeah, but like some of the pilots, like they wouldn't talk up about it because they'd lose their jobs.
But you said that you saw videos of pilots saying that the Earth is flat, that they never have to correct for the curvature.
Yeah, some. But like if you ask this specific question, I'm sure that there would be more in-depth answers about it too.
Ask this specific question to them as to why it takes longer to... I mean, I'd love to see that.
By the way, this is all very like... I'm speculating here, like a lot.
That's fine. I mean, but so what's required then is that the airline that flies from JFK, one of the most important airports in the world, it connects basically every major city in the world to New York, that airlines flying out of JFK are just flying extra slow, basically. Because that's the only way that this would make sense, right? They would have to fly like twice as slow as a flight from Santiago to Sydney so that it takes the same amount of time, right?
Dude, like, I don't know. All I know is that I don't trust NASA.
This has nothing to do with NASA.
Yeah, but like, I know that it's like we are truly, I feel like that we're in like a very big deception. And like,
but this is just like airline. This is just capitalism, my dude. Like if an airline was like secretly flying half as fast as they could fly.
You think it is just capitalism, but like under the guise of a free market economy, there is like a hierarchy or a structure that operates beyond just the free market economy. And they do occult rituals and stuff like that. Like they know that there's something up.
Suppose for a moment that it was true that American Airlines, which is what flies this flight from Tokyo or from New York to Tokyo. Suppose for a moment that they were actually flying half as fast as their planes could fly, right? Which is roughly what would be required in order to make it take the same amount of time as getting from Santiago to Sydney. Suppose that were true, because, and by the way, these travel times are correct. You can just buy tickets for these flights. Like these are real flights that actually exist. Take this amount of time. So they'd have to be traveling like half the speed. And so what do you think would happen? I mean, people are motivated by money, and you would see that a competitor airline like United or Delta or Southwest, they'd be like, oh, we can get you there twice as fast for the same cost, or, you know, for a similar cost or whatever. And American Airlines would be blown out, right? Like, like people are motivated by money, especially like if they're not in on it, like if they're not in on the conspiracy, and like you can't say that like every single person is in on it, right?
Well, of course, yeah.
If they're not in on it, then of course they would steal all of the business going from New York to Tokyo, because they could get people there in half the time for the same cost.
Yeah, but
So why hasn't that happened?
What I truly believe is that to kind of own like these businesses, like to get up into the higher echelon of the system, like you need to take Freemasonic rituals and like you have to like be a part of the club basically. So anyone owning an airline is probably super rich. And like,
do you think that United Airlines, the CEO or the board of United Airlines wouldn't want to get even richer by stealing all of the business from American Airlines?
Not if they're going to get clipped by the very people that allow them to run their business, you know?
So who's all in on it?
What do you mean? Like
who's all in on the
I'm not going to say
conspiracy?
specific. I'm not going to say like.
I mean, like, is it every person above a certain net worth, or?
No, dude. Again, I don't know, but like this is what I believe, and like
It's
like I truly
I don't know,
believe that
man.
Satan is like deceiving the world and uses deception to basically run.
To what end?
His
Like how does convincing people that the Earth is a globe, how does that help Satan?
100%, yeah. So the reason why is that God made Earth specifically for human beings. So if we were in outer space and we were just a speck of dust within an endless cosmos of planets and star systems and things like that, that fully fuels people's atheism to continue to live in this society and be like atheists.
Do you think that that's true? Because it doesn't seem to be working.
What do you mean?
Like, everybody learns about space in school, and yet, like, still, like, in the United States, at least, I know in Australia people are less religious, but in the United States, people are still, like, overwhelmingly religious.
Yeah, but like, but they're religious, but like maybe like, I'm not gonna judge them, but like,
He says right before judging them.
No. Like, how do I say this? Like, it would really instill, like, if we were really, like, everyone knew that we were in a closed system, it would really drive home the fact that God is truly above the firmament watching us. But like, people still have this kind of, like, they're battling internally with themselves because of these deceptions that Satan propagates. Because like, are you going to deny the fact that the government lies to people?
The government is not like a person that can lie. The government is a bunch of people, and
yeah, like
some of those
some
government agencies will have people at the top who lie to people. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And they propagate like distractions and false things that happen within the world, so people.
Yeah, usually just to get richer.
Yeah, that's a part of it as well.
Like, I'm just surprised that you think that like people wouldn't do this, even if they would get like immensely rich. They wouldn't leak it.
Yeah, they do get rich, but then you hear about like the occult rituals that they do within Masonic societies and things like that, and like they actually believe in like a spiritual reality beyond just the physical plane.
By the way, do you think that the Freemasons are like? Because you know that like the Freemasons aren't a thing in East Asia, right?
I've seen Freemasons in the I'm not sure if Philippines is East Asian, but
okay, so the Philippines is probably an exception because the Philippines is very Christian, or they're very Catholic in particular. But like I was thinking like
there are Masonic societies in
Japan. Japan, Southeast Asia, India. No, because in order to be a Freemason, you have to be Christian.
In order to be a Freemason, you just have to believe in a higher being. You don't have to be specific.
Okay, so generally speaking, East Asia and Southeast Asia are wildly atheist. So they're just not really a thing over there. Like if you look at like Thailand is like 95% atheist and the rest is like Buddhist. Or
sorry,
like is like Thailand is like 95% atheist and the rest is like Hindu or something like that. So like it's just not really a thing outside of like the Western world.
Don't play a major like role in like the key operations of like the global network and stuff like that.
Oh, so, no, I don't think that. Do you have any like? Why do you think that that's true?
Because like let's be honest, like who are the main superpowers like in the world? It's like
China, and the USA, and I guess Europe.
But China's communist as well, and communism comes from it's a satanic ideology.
Okay, I mean, like
Karl Marx, he was a Satan worshipper, and there's books.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay, what's the evidence that Karl Marx worshipped Satan?
You can read his poem Ulanim, which is the backwards word for Emmanuel, and in that he describes his desire to basically make this world destitute. He was actually super religious, like super Christian at one point in his life, and then he became like super atheistic and started doing like satanic poem, like Ulanim. Search it up. It's a Karl Marx poem.
Leumane, you mean?
Oh,
Emmanuel backwards is Leumane.
oh no, I think in his particular language or something like that. Can you
You
just
mean
search up?
Ulanim? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a poetic play written by Karl Marx in 1839 during his years as a student at the age of 21. Okay. What is the... Okay, so then the titular character's name is an anagram of Manuelo, which is believed to be a reference to Emmanuel, one of the biblical names for Jesus Christ. The first act includes a soliloquy in which Ulanem laments mortality and the inevitable destruction of the world by God and asks himself if he must destroy the world in turn in defiance. This closely echoes themes in Goethe's Prometheus, an 18th century poem much admired by authors of the early Romantic era. So he wrote a play when he was 21 years old, and that means that all of his beliefs, over the next 50 years of his life reflect the soliloquy of a single character in a single play that he wrote as a student.
Wasn't just a single play. He made many poems.
Okay. Do you have any evidence? So like when did he write Das Kapital? He wrote Das Kapital in... Even if you look at the philosophy... It was in 1867. So he wrote Das Kapital almost 30 years later. So is there any evidence that he was a Satanist, like, in his 50s? From
the Christian perspective, he would be considered a Satanist, yeah.
Well, I mean, presumably by Satanist, you mean he worships Satan, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he does worship Satan, but
okay,
also...
is there any evidence of that?
Oh, if you look at his poems, yeah, there are many evidences of...
So, like, you cited a play that he wrote, and in the play, one of the characters says that, maybe I have to destroy the world in defiance of God.
Yeah, but
that's like a thing a character says in a play that he wrote.
Yeah, but previously...
When he was 21.
Previously, he was super Christian. Like
he was never Christian, by the way. He was Jewish. He was Jewish.
He was in a Christian school. You can look it up right now.
You can go to a Christian school and still be Jewish, by the way.
But he had he made poems about Christ that were beautiful.
Okay. How familiar are you with Christmas songs? Around that time of year? How familiar are you with Christmas songs?
Wait, I'm just getting this up right now. Yeah, familiar in a way.
Okay. Are you familiar with the song White Christmas?
No, I'm not.
Are you familiar with the song Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow?
Is that the Frozen song?
No. It's much earlier. How about It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year?
Sure, yeah, I do.
Okay. How about Winter Wonderland?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Or Sleigh Ride?
Well, I'm guessing that these were all written by Jewish people.
These were all written by Jewish people, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Like, basically all of the Christmas songs were written by Jewish people.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like,
this isn't
like
really
you can write beautiful stuff and not believe in it. Like, it's fine. It's normal. It happens a lot.
I guess so, but like, see, this is kind of the path.
And so, wait a minute. He was a Christian and then he was a Satanist. So, what happened?
Well, he had a change of mind and like he wanted to worship Satan instead, and And so this happened when he was 21, and then he never changed his mind again? I'm not sure the exact timeline. But yeah. The system of communism itself seeks to deny God. Like the Bolsheviks, they killed how many millions? That's fine, but to be clear, this is a deflection. This is a deflection from the original claim that like these are all Freemasons, because the Chinese government isn't run by Freemasons. See, I would seek to kind of disagree. Like, I think that they are a part of the... See, this is getting hot for me though. Like, this is getting into territory that's like a bit dangerous. So like you know, dangerous. I don't really want to... Yeah, like people... Yeah, anyway, back to the point. Like, I don't have any proof for like truly believing that flat Earth is like 100% real. All I'm saying is that it's the only thing that makes sense. It's what the Bible's cosmology is. The only thing that makes sense? To me, yeah, to me.
Okay.
And like, yeah, and the Bible's
but-
cosmology was
and
saying that the Earth
does
is
it-
flat, firmament.
And it makes sense that like hundreds of thousands of people are in on like a worldwide conspiracy.
Sorry, say
To
that
you?
again.
And it makes sense to you that like hundreds of thousands of people, perhaps millions of people, are in on a worldwide conspiracy.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Okay. Well, look, man. It looks like that we might be at an impasse. So, Christ Maxing, I'm gonna let you go. But thank you so much for being here, and I do appreciate
Yeah,
you
God
coming
bless,
in.
bro. And like, yeah, for sure.
Coming in good
It's been
faith.
a pleasure. Yeah. All good.
Have a good one, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too, man. Peace.
So, just a quick comment. Like, I actually think that he believes what he says, and I don't think that he was being like intentionally dishonest or anything. It's just really hard because if you have such strong belief in something, then it's so easy to say, well, either my belief is wrong or there's this really absurd thing that's true, and my belief can't be wrong, so this really absurd thing must be true. And that's what it comes down to for a lot of super ultra Christian people who are flat earthers. Anyway, let's read some super chats and we'll move on to our next guest. So we have 20 DKK. I don't know what that is. Let's look. 20 Danish krona, which is about $3. From some tensor, is causal closure a refutation of dualism? Well, if they accept causal closure, then probably, yeah. From Binary Ghosts with the $5, thank you so much, man. I'm tired of being told the Earth is flat and nobody telling me how thick the Earth is. Is it pan, hand tossed, New York style, Chicago deep dish? I don't think that they know. From Reverend Nate with the 5 Canuck bucks, rankings are how we determine the order of rapture draft. Christians traded for the new quarterback last year, so they're probably looking for a messiah with better hands. You guys are funny. From Binary Ghosts again with the $5, thank you so much, man. Newton was Protestant, but believed the Trinity was a later corruption of the faith and saw God as a singular creator. Pretty much an Old Testament fan. Okay, yeah, that seems plausible. But if he was an Old Testament fan, then that means that he's a fan of Psalms, and much of the reference that Christians use to say the Earth is flat come from the Old Testament, or the Hebrew Bible. Jack Fetter with the $5. Thank you, man. Planes fly from the East Coast to the West, either fly faster or the trip is longer. Simple fact of the jet stream. Yeah, but it's not 1,000 miles an hour faster, right? So planes ground speed is something like, 500 miles an hour, 600 miles an hour, something like that. If they were getting 1,000 mile an hour boost from the Earth's rotation, then it should take like a third as long to fly from west to east as it does from east to west. And $20 from Nectu. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Nectu is a longtime supporter and also a mod. Merry Atheist Miss Dr. Blitz. Thank you for all the live streams, debates, teaching, memories, and laughs for this year. I'm looking forward to another year of cookouts. Hey, me too. Also, there are some cool emojis that are in that super chat, which you can get access to by becoming a member. We have $2 from Jack Fetter. I would weed his type out, all in on it. Yeah, look, I mean, it's important to at least expose these kinds of things, right? From eFont with the $5, Merry Festa Hana Kwanzaa. I think that's what it says. Love and peace to you and your family, Dr. Blitz. Well, I appreciate it. Likewise, eFont. £2 from Crypto Roast. The reachiest reach which ever reached. Yeah, it was a bit of a reach. And Jack Fetter with the $5 sends, as a small child, little Karl Marx was asked a simple math question. Not sure of the exact answer. He said 6, 7. I think we all see the relevance. Indeed, we do. Communism is 6, 7. All right, let's talk to Toe King. Toe King, how's it going? I see what you did there, by the way. It's a good name. You there? I can hear you. Toe King. All right. Seems like he doesn't want to talk. There is somebody in the chat, in the TikTok chat, who's being very loud. He's saying, Earth is not a globe. So let's just invite him up. Positive being. TC Fet. See if he wants to come up. You need to clip the 6-7 bits so I can show my kids that physics is cool. True. All right, it looks like he's positive being is being a coward. Oh no, he's here. He's here. Welcome, and I'm proud of you for not being a coward. Yeah, you're fine.
It's all good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. So you say the Earth is not a sphere in very loud letters. Why do you think so?
I don't think I know.
Okay, so I mean, I was just using the word think to be like, why is this a thing that you believe, right?
No problem. I have a question for you. Can you provide us with one actual real image of Earth? You know,
Yeah,
like-
but
hold on,
I did
hold
ask
on,
you a
let me-
question, right?
So they
And then you
have-
just asked me a question in return.
Well, yeah. You asked me why I know it's flat, so I'm gonna go there with you.
Right. So what's the answer?
Because I know it's flat. There's absolutely no curvature. We don't experience any rotation. The physics of water prove that the Earth is flat.
Okay. You want to go into any one of those, or?
I can. I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So, with all the technology that we have, being your hundreds and thousands of satellites, your Hubble, everything else, NASA can depict and show us pictures of faraway, distant galaxies or other planets, or tell us the composition of planets. So the technology's there. So why is it that they can't just spin around and end this whole thing and show us an actual clear image and video, live stream, whatever, of where we live?
Oh, they have. You just don't think it's real.
Okay, so what they show us is not the complete. Like they could have a satellite positioned at each pole. Okay.
No, you can't position a satellite at a pole.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that they can place cameras.
It would move. Right, in order for it to orbit, it has to
Okay, understood,
orbit.
but they can still get us the video. They can still show us something.
We have video. We have images. We have stills. Like, I don't know what more you want. Like, here, let me show you one.
Okay. Well, still, you can't have 71% flat water curving and bending. It just doesn't happen.
Hold on. We're not deflecting off of this. So this is a photo.
Yeah. Well,
Photo of
that's
the
not a
Earth.
photo. No. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That photo has been changed multiple times and is not accurate at all. And
Which
it's
photo?
Even any photo, any
wait,
composition
but
of
you
Earth's
don't even know
photo
what the
has-
photo is. So how can you say it's been changed?
What do you mean? I don't know what the photo is.
When was this photo taken?
I don't have that data. I'm just
So
looking
then,
at a photo.
wait. So look, you said that it's been changed. Presumably, you can only say that if you actually know something about this photo. But if you didn't even know when it's from,
Actually, no.
Why should I
Throughout the
think
years,
that?
They've shown us many photos that have changed. Okay.
so I'm asking about this photo. So how do you know this photo is fake?
I believe it's fake. Yes.
Why?
Because it's not an accurate. Because it is. It's not real.
So you said
can you
if
prove to me
you
that it
said
is real?
if the
How
Earth
about
is a globe, why haven't they taken a
How can you
picture and
prove
shown
that
us
photo
that it's
is real?
positive?
Where's your evidence?
Positive
showing
being?
that?
Your name is Positive Being. I assume that you would come up and we could have like a positive, like, kind of good conversation.
I
but
think
like,
we're doing actually very well. Thank you.
I mean, so you said if the Earth is a globe, why haven't they taken a picture to show us it? And I'm like, they did. Here you go. And you're like, no, that doesn't count. How do you know it's real? Like, it seems like your standard of evidence is like, it seems like the thing you were asking for is not something that you're actually interested in.
Okay, host. How can you prove that picture is real? You just got it off Google. How
I
can
mean,
you?
so this is a really famous post or a really famous photo, actually. So you can go see it in a museum. Like it's on physical film, right? This was taken before digital cameras existed.
That's on physical film.
Yes, I mean this is a scan of the physical film, of course,
where's
but
the
you can go
where's
see
the
it.
film?
It's at the University of it's at Arizona State University in the Apollo
Right.
archives.
So who took that picture, host? Sorry.
It was one of the crew. I don't remember his name. I think it was Michael
Right,
something
so
from
they
Apollo.
brought film-
It was from Apollo 17.
The film came back okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another problem, right?
Okay, what's the problem?
That film cannot go through magnetic field.
Films
Right.
absolutely can go through magnetic field. Silver is not magnetic.
No, but it interrupts and destroys the film.
No, it doesn't. I don't know where you got that idea. Who taught you that?
So, can you prove to me that image is real?
You can literally go see it on
Regardless of
display.
being an image- Listen, they gave somebody fake moon rocks, and you're gonna tell me that image is real?
Who's they?
Whoever.
So you don't know anything about it? You just said they did it?
You just said they took that photo and it's real.
Yeah, you can go see it. It's on display.
I don't care what you can see. It's still fake.
What's fake
So
about it? It's on film.
What evidence do you have that that photo is
It's
real?
wait a minute. So we agree that it's like an actual photograph, right?
No, I do not agree with you at
Okay,
all.
so then
Absolutely
why is it on film?
not. You're saying it's on film. You're bringing up the picture. I'm telling you that it's not accurate and incorrect.
Okay, so do you think that it's like CGI or what?
I don't care what it is. I like to see your evidence that it's real.
Okay, so I told you where you can go see it in person.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they have dinosaurs in museums.
Okay, so
So what?
if you can see it in person, then that means that it's not like a fake only exists on the internet photo, right?
And see a picture somebody put in the museum, and you're gonna ask me if that's real.
So you think, okay, so to be clear, your statement, and I'm just trying to clarify here, your statement is not that this is like,
Okay, host, you have a good point. Now tell me this. Show
okay,
me an
I'm glad I have a good point. We'll grant that. Go ahead.
Show me one today, taken right now.
Well, you'll probably call it CGI, but I can go pull up the Himawari 8 satellite, which takes a photo of the Earth every 10 minutes, I think.
Right.
Let me go pull something up really quick for you.
Is this your best evidence and proof that flat
Wait,
Earth doesn't exist?
to be clear, you're just asking me questions, right? So I'm trying to answer the questions to the best of my ability.
And well, you're up here, saying flat Earth is dead when that's not true at all. It's actually mainstream taking over.
So just to be clear, you asked me a question. Do you want me to show you the evidence?
Go ahead.
Do you want me to show you the photo from, this was taken like literally an hour ago? This is a photo taken from Himawari 8. Now you're only seeing a sliver here because it's nighttime in Japan. But we can rewind. Let me see if I can rewind. I'm just rewinding the clock so that way then, because this is over Japan, right? And it's in geostationary orbit. So here's what it was like on midnight of December 17th.
Can you put a side-by-side of that image right now to the photo you just showed me?
Well, this is from a different distance.
Look how incredibly different everything looks already.
Well, the satellites are going to look different, or the clouds will look different because this was taken at a different time.
Yeah, they just decided to color things different. It's all different, eh?
Well, this is taken with a digital camera, right? Not with a film camera.
Right. So is that in live view or is it just stills?
Oh, it takes a photo every 10 minutes.
Yeah, how come a photo? Why not just a live video?
Because they only need a photo every 10 minutes. They don't need a live video. And
why don't you think that's possible? Can I ask why can't they have a live video of what you're showing me?
We can have live. Like in principle you can. It's just not useful. This is a weather satellite, so they only need pictures every 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'm sure they have other satellites, so they claim, right?
I mean, like there are live streams from the International Space Station.
I mean, we can zoom into a base in the Middle East.
Let me show you.
Right to the driveway. You're telling me that you can't zoom in and just show me.
One sec.
Like,
let me show you something.
It doesn't add up, right?
One sec. So here we have a live stream from the International Space Station. And by the way, these images are heavily distorted because they're not taking care to like not use a fisheye lens. So like this is a heavily distorted image. So like that curvature's not real. But like here's like this is live footage from the International Space Station. Well, it's not live now because they're over a nighttime part. But I can show it to you from like 10 minutes ago, and this is what they were seeing, and 20 minutes ago, this is what they were seeing, and so like yeah, like there is live footage. You can watch it. It's live.
You claim it's live.
Okay, so you asked for live footage. I'm like, okay, we have it. I show it to you, and then you're like, that's not live. That's fake. Like you're just gonna shift the goalpost every time I give you evidence. So it doesn't seem you're actually interested in truth.
Why don't we go back down to the Earth and show me some evidence of curvature and show me bending?
Okay,
curving.
so we're moving the goalposts again because I gave you all of the evidence you could have ever asked for, and now you're like, but why not you show me evidence of curvature on the Earth because the evidence I just saw was not enough.
That's not evidence, host. Come on, you're showing me.
You asked for it. I showed you what you asked for.
Program. I can show you Narnia. I can put
then
together.
Why did you
program.
look? Why did you ask for it if you weren't going to believe it anyway?
You brought it up with that
You
picture.
asked for it. You asked for the photos. You asked for the live video. You asked for a picture from like a recent picture. I just gave you what you asked for.
With all due respect, I deny that evidence.
Okay, so then why did you ask for evidence that you knew you would deny? That you would deny? Is there anything I could have showed you that you would have believed?
You will deny.
Is there anything I could have showed you that you would have believed?
Yes.
Okay, what would it require for you to believe it?
Your actual observation of curvature or bending, curving water.
I'm sorry. You asked for specific kinds of evidence. You asked for photos of the Earth from space. And you denied the evidence that I gave you of that. You're like, that's not good enough. So what is the standard of evidence required for you to believe evidence of photos from space?
And yes, I do deny it. We all do.
So what is the standard of evidence that you would require?
You don't even know what you're watching. You're given something and you love it, so therefore
what is the standard of evidence that you would require in order to believe the evidence that I would present you?
No physical evidence that
what is the standard of evidence that I would? What is the standard of evidence that you would require?
I just told you. Do you have any observations of curvature?
Yeah, I do. But I'm asking about the evidence that you asked for earlier.
And I denied it. That's over with.
Right. So why would you ask for evidence that you would deny? If you knew you were going to deny it, regardless of what I showed you, why would you ask for it?
I was giving you a chance to present what you had, and you've done that, and I deny it.
Okay. So why was it relevant then if you were just going to deny it regardless of what I presented?
Why do you deny flat Earth?
Well, I mean, if you could show me evidence of it, like something that works out.
It's a good question. Why do you deny flat Earth? It's a good question. Why?
Because I haven't seen evidence for it. In fact, not only have I not seen not compelling evidence, I haven't seen any evidence for it.
Satellites over the flat Earth, looking down, giving you a fake image.
Wait, so are the satellites fake images of the? Are the satellites producing fake images of the flat Earth? Or are they producing real images?
Why do you deny flat Earth? Why?
I literally answered, but I guess you just didn't hear me because I haven't seen any evidence for it.
And what are you looking for?
So I can give it. So one example. So one example.
Of rotation.
I'm giving you an example. One example would be we could say like a video of somebody traveling south. So somebody on Antarctica, so on the ice sheet, GPS located or whatever, traveling south, and then not eventually with the compass, and then not eventually ending up going north. That would be good evidence.
Okay, and who's doing that for us? Well,
I mean, look, the burden isn't on me to do it. If you're a flat earther, the burden is on them. The burden is on the flat earthers to do it. If they I'm giving you an example of a kind of evidence that would be helpful. Another good piece of evidence, by the way, would be someone being able to fly from Sydney, Australia to Santiago in the same amount of time that somebody could fly from Tokyo to New York. Sorry, not the same amount of time. For someone, sorry, I got that backwards.
Yeah.
For someone to fly from JFK in New York to Tokyo, more than twice as fast as someone can fly from Santiago to Sydney. That would be another good piece of evidence. That the Earth is flat. That'd be a great piece of evidence. Another thing that they could show is they could show that the Polaris, the North Star, that the angle of the North Star changed in a way that was not linear. Like the angle didn't change in a linear way as you traveled south. That would be great evidence.
Okay.
Because if the Earth is flat and the North Star is just above the North Pole, then it should change in a non-linear way as you move further and further south. Like the angle should change in a non-linear way in relation with the distance that you traveled to the south.
You can't see it all the way south, host. Right?
Well, I'm talking about the rate at which it. So as you travel further south from the North Pole, the angle goes down, right? It goes down like this. Like the closer you are to the equator, the lower in the sky the North Pole is.
Well, host, do you see Polaris from your location?
I mean, it's daytime, so no.
Obviously, it's daytime, yeah. So at nighttime,
I can see it. I can see it during
don't mind me
when it's
asking you where
clear.
you're located.
I'm located in the American Southwest.
Okay. So, what would you say Polaris is from your location? Degrees.
I don't know what my latitude is, and I probably couldn't estimate it, but I could go look it up.
Okay. So I'm 45 North Canada, right?
Yeah, sure.
So where would Polaris be for me?
Polaris should be, so if you're, it should be 45 degrees above the horizon.
Correct.
Yeah, so now I am like 33 degrees north. So it should be like, on a flat Earth, it should not be 57 degrees, or sorry, it should not be 33 degrees above the horizon. It should be a different amount. We could work out the geometry together if you wanted to.
If you'd like to put something together, have a look at it.
Yeah, want to do it live?
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it live. Sorry, I'm just opening up my computational software. I don't want an update. All right, we're gonna do it live. So this is a program called Maple. It's just a fancy calculator, useful for keeping track of the calculations and so on. Right, okay, so how high above the North Pole do you think Polaris is?
I don't know.
We actually don't need to know. In fact, what we can do is we can just figure out how high it must be on a, if we assume the Earth is flat, right, we can figure out how high it must be. So,
But yeah.
so I'm just gonna Google, just for your sake, I'm gonna Google where, like, the latitude or the altitude of Polaris at where I live. I'm just gonna put Los Angeles because I don't want to give away my exact location.
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
Okay, so the altitude of Polaris in Los Angeles is, and I'll just show you this. This is just what Google is saying. There's nothing, I'm not hiding anything. The altitude of Polaris in Los Angeles is approximately 34 degrees. So it's 34 degrees above the horizon, right? Now we can look up the latitude of Los Angeles. Latitude of Los Angeles is 34 degrees north. So we can use that data point and your data point. Is it true that Polaris is about 45 degrees above the horizon for you?
43, 45, yes.
Okay, so is there a specific one I should use?
You can stick with 45.
Okay, and the last piece of data we need is how far is it between like 44 degrees north and 43 degrees north, for example? How many miles is it? Do you happen to know?
Can you tell me?
It's about 69 degrees, or sorry, 69 miles. So it's 69 miles between degrees latitude, and Los Angeles was 34 degrees. Los Angeles has a latitude of 34 degrees. So now we just have to think of some triangles. So we're going to just use some trigonometry here. I wish I could draw. Actually, let's pull up a drawing, and then we'll use this for our diagram, or for our calculation. Okay, let us do a drawing really quick. Right, so here's going to be just MS Paint. Don't mind me. Oh, there we go. This is what I want. MS Paint. Great, so if we have, I'm just drawing the, oops, we need to make this way bigger. I'm just gonna draw a side view. Because, you know, if the Earth is flat, side view will be fine. So let's say that this is the North Pole here. That's the center. And then let's say that you are here and Los Angeles is somewhere here. Now, obviously, you guys are at like different places. Like Los Angeles is probably further west than you are. But all we care about is the north-south direction because it's all pointing towards the North Pole anyway. So if Polaris is a certain height above the North Pole, we don't know what it is yet, but we're going to figure it out. Let's say it's here, right? It's just like a little star above the North Pole, where however high it might be. We will call this H. Oops. Call it H. That's the height that Polaris is above the North Pole. Oops. And so the question is, we don't know how high that is, but we need to figure out, based off of the angles that we have this angle, that's to you, and we have this angle, that's to Los Angeles. So the first, well, let's do it in a different color. The orange angle makes with the horizontal 45 degrees, let's say. The green angle makes with the horizontal 34 degrees. And we know that the distance between these two lines, well, it's 69 miles per degree. You said you're 45 degrees north. Los Angeles is 34. So we have 69 times 11 miles is the horizontal distance there. And then we also need to know what this distance is here, but that's just 45 times 69. Because you're 45 degrees south, and so each degree is 69 miles. So we get that this distance here is 45 times 69. Now we have all of the data we need to figure out how high above the Earth Polaris is, because we can just do some trigonometry. So let's do some trigonometry. Oops, need to open up Maple. Here we go. Okay, so now we can use the SOHCAHTOA relation. You probably remember that from high school. In this case, we're going to use the tangent. So the tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite. In this case, it's the height. Let me show you the diagram again. So the tangent of the angle the orange makes with the horizontal is going to be the height divided by 45 times 69. So we can figure out what that height is, right? Let me put back the calculation. So we have the tangent of, in this case, 45 degrees. Now we have to convert it to radians. This should be equal to the opposite, the height, divided by 69 times 45 miles. And so we can solve. Solve for h. And we get that the height, this is how high Polaris has to be above the North Pole in order for your observations to make sense. The height should be 3,105 miles. Okay, great. Now let's go check if that makes sense, if that's consistent with the diagram that we have for Los Angeles, right? So we know how high h is. We know how far away Los Angeles is from h, and so we can then check, does the tangent of 34 degrees agree with the height of 3,105 miles divided by that distance? So what we have is we have that the tangent of 34 times pi over 180, converting degrees to radians, this should be equal to 3,105 divided by 69 times 34, or it should be 90 minus 34. So that's how many degrees it is from the North Pole. It would be 56. So times 56, right? So now we can just check. Is this true? Oh, sorry, I didn't bring up the right. So I just did the tangent of 34 degrees times pi over 180 to convert it to radians. That should be equal to the height, opposite, divided by adjacent, which is 69 times 56 miles. So if the Earth is flat, these two things, the left-hand side of this equation and the right-hand side, should be equal. And when I check, we get that 0.67 is equal to 0.8. And those two things aren't the same number. So therefore, it can't be the case that the Earth is flat. As long as the measurements that we have for the
program you're using is not accurate. If you allow
sorry,
me
which calculation do you think is wrong? This is just a calculator.
Yeah, spherical math is not going to work here.
There's no spherical math here. This is trigonometry.
Well, first of all, I disagree on Polaris's height, right?
Okay, but then if Polaris wasn't 3,105 miles up, then you wouldn't see it 45 degrees above the horizon.
I disagree.
Do you disagree with trigonometry? Like which part?
Well,
like what part of this diagram do you not think is right?
I would like to show you my diagram and my math if I can come back within 5 minutes.
Sure, but I can't make you big. Hope you know that.
Why not?
Because I'm broadcasting from a computer and it doesn't let you do that, and I'm also broadcasting to YouTube, and so like it won't work.
I see. Is there any way you can make it work, or?
No, I've tried.
I don't want to be in the small box, so. But that's fine.
Is there something wrong with this diagram that you think is like incorrect?
Yeah, I can show you.
Well, can you tell me which part is wrong?
No, I'd rather show you.
Well, but I can't make you big, so.
That's fine. At least you can see it, right? So it's good.
It will be small for me too.
Okay. Well, we'll work it out.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you can present me before I come back, or?
I mean, like, I would just love to hear the critique of, this this calculation we just did.
Yep. Okay. No problem. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't actually know if he's going to come back. But yeah, so look, there are a few points that he could have in principle pushed back on. He could have pushed back on the idea that each degree counts as 69 miles. But this is something that's fairly easy to check. Just get in a car and drive north. And get a GPS out and check your position, and you will find that it's 69 degrees. It's like 69 miles and change per degree. But you will find that is just empirically checkable, right? 1 degree north or south is roughly 69 miles. The other thing that he could have challenged is he could have challenged that in Los Angeles, you wouldn't see Polaris 34 degrees above the horizon. But that, I mean, like, you know, I'm at a very similar latitude. I mean, like, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, okay? And Phoenix, Arizona is basically the same latitude as Los Angeles. And you can just check, like, I can just go outside and I can see, oh yes, Polaris is, you know, basically 34 degrees above the horizon. And then he would be like, nuh-uh. Those are the only two options. The third option, okay, I lied. Those aren't the only two options. The third option is he could just say that light doesn't travel in straight lines or in approximately straight lines, and therefore the diagram is wrong, right? He could just say, well, light bends. Light curves, so it looks like it's angling at XYZ angle, but it's actually at a different height. And that's a bit of a cop-out because we know what light does, right? Light does bend, but it's like ever so slight, and it depends on the atmospheric conditions. And so you could just take this measurement over many days, and you would find that the atmospheric conditions average out. Anyway, we have some super chats, and then if he's back, we'll bring him back up. Otherwise, we'll move on to somebody else. So from Sean Ferreira with the $2, Massachusetts Freemason would love to hop on a call. No, if a Freemason showed up on a call with that guy, he would collapse into like a, I don't know, into like a puddle of tongues or something. Polaris is the North Star, by the way. And then from Binary Ghosts with the $10, thank you so much, man. They're all very scared of Satan, but all the stuff they attribute to him, like round earth and fossils, are just so goofy and ineffective. Their conception of a great evil adversary is Cobra Commander. True. Yeah, I mean, like, look, Satan could be, if Satan was real and was trying to like lead us away from God, all he would have to do is just cosplay as like, I don't know, like Shiva, and then just come to Earth and like everybody would be Hindu instantly, right? From Mustache Mac with the $5, do people who accept the flat Earth think it looks like the image from the famous painting by Hieronymus Bosch's The Garden of Earthly Delights? Yeah, possibly. From House 70 with the $10, the audacity of people denying the Earth is a globe while using the very technologies that rely on this fact. I'll never understand it. Look, most people don't understand the technologies. That's the thing, right? And so if you don't understand the technologies, you don't have to understand that they rely on, you know, things like globe Earth. Mr. Pancake with the $5, thank you so much, man. I'd really like to know how FLERFS account for Coriolis force. Well, some of the more sophisticated ones will say that there's, you know, that the spinning heavens above us induce spinning on things, but like, it doesn't really make sense. Most of them will just say it's not real. And Carissa Wieland with the 20 gifted Dr. Blitz Debunks memberships. That's huge. That's like $100, by the way. Now, if you are now a member on the Dr. Blitz Debunks channel, or if you're a member on the main channel at Blitz PhD, or if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get access to a whole bunch of emojis. Like 6 or 7 or something at this point. I need to, one of my projects for this weekend is to add more. But also you get access to my debate notes, and my debate notes have a lot of the calculations and stuff, a lot of sources, a lot of relevant pieces of data, a lot of arguments for a whole lot of the debate topics that I do. So if you want to become a member and get access to that, it's like $4 or $5 a month, and I update it on the regular. But thank you so much, Carissa. We have $5 from Pat in the chat. FLERFS asking for evidence, getting it, and immediately denying it is the reason why NASA doesn't give a fuck about placating them. That's exactly that, right? Crypto Roast with the £2. Show him Mesos. No fisheye, no NASA. That's a good point. He would just deny it, though. But that's a good point. When he comes back, I can bring that up, too. From Outlawed Games with the $2. Thank you, man. Did you know pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs? I did. I did know that. Yeah. From Boogie the Cat with the $2, Caller is sad to be in a small box. Poetic. From Bacon and Bush with the $5, SOHCAHTOA is famously not round anything math. Yeah, SOHCAHTOA is just trigonometry. Doesn't have anything to do with round anything. Don't tell him about the unit circle, though. From Binary Ghosts with the $5. Hello, I'm a high-ranking Freemason lizard Satan worshipper. We invented trigonometry and calculators in a way to advance our round plans. True. That they did. From Strony with the £1, thank you for your donation. Game Master Flash with the $10. I said I had $10 saying the caller would deny the math after denying the photos in the live feed. And I am a man of my word. All yours, Blitz. Keep cooking him slow and calm. Look, I will. We'll see. We'll see if he comes back, but I kind of doubt he'll come back. From Tim Davidson with the $5. Thank you, man. SOHCAHTOA, the greatest Native American mathematician in history. That's good. It might be a little racist, though. I don't know. Maybe. It's probably fine. Jack Fetter with the $2. Damn it. Are scientific calculators in on it, too? They are. They're part of the conspiracy. And from Jack Stopfer with the $2. Did we land on the moon? Of course we did. Now, look. He got off at 1 hour and 39 minutes into the live stream. It is now 1 hour and 47 minutes into the live stream. So he has now been gone for about 7 minutes. So I suspect he's not coming back. We'll give him another 30 seconds or so. If he doesn't come back, then, well, I guess we're moving on. And if you're in the chat and ready, feel free to come back. Otherwise, it's kind of clear he was just trying to run away. Let's see. Is he actually? No, he's not in the chat. And that's it. So we're gonna move on. We got 2 more super chats, and then 3 more super chats, and then we'll actually move on. So Jack Fetter with the $2, 69 miles per degree, or 6.7. No. Ryan Counts, thanks for the $10 donation, man. And Bagby with the $5. Why do FLERFs always talk about Rockefeller when they talk about public indoctrination? Make it make sense. Well, look, so one of the Rockefellers actually had a pretty significant influence on the development of the Department of Education in the early 20th century. And this was back in a time when like billionaires or very, very rich people, he may have been a billionaire, when billionaires did philanthropic things, because if they didn't, they would get strung up. Because they were afraid that if they didn't do good things, then they would, if they didn't like help out society at large, people would get mad. And so they did better things. And this was actually a good thing, like helping develop the Department of Education, increase the literacy rate of the US a lot. And so that's good. But they think that anytime a rich person is involved in something, that means it must be evil. So make of that what you will. Anyway, let us move on to our next caller. Yeah, he's still not in the box. Let's talk to Dave Gray. Dave Gray, how's it going? Dave? Dave? All right. Oh yeah, that should be the that's going to be the title of the YouTube clip, because that's going on YouTube, by the way. And if you have any better suggestions, then Flat Earther gets cooked and runs. And I'll have like a thumbnail with like somebody crying while running or away from me or something like that. I don't know. If anybody has better suggestions, by all means. We have a few more super chats, and we'll bring on our next guest. From Bo Creats with the $2. Will you roast my late tech on string theory sometime? No, I don't review theories. Otherwise I wouldn't have time for anything. And from the Hash Basher with the $20. Thank you so much, Hash Basher. Wish I was half as smart as you, bro. Please keep it up. I will do my best. I appreciate the nice things, the nice statements, though. All right, let's bring up 739. Okay.
Hello.
739. How's it going?
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. So, what shape do you think the Earth is?
It's flat, dude.
All right. Why do you think that?
Because 8 inches per mile square has never been proven. It's null. It's falsified.
What do you think the 8 inches per mile squared corresponds to? What do you think that's about?
The curvature rate of the globe.
What do you like? What does it correspond to? What would you expect to measure if that were true?
I'd expect to not be able to make long distance observations over large bodies of water and see things I shouldn't be able to see if Earth was really curved at 8 inches per mile square.
So the 8 inches per mile squared doesn't tell you about how far away you can see tall things. Are you aware of that?
What? No, 8 inches per mile squared tells you that the Earth should be curved, so you can't see things from far away. But we've got cameras
that's not
that
what
are
it says.
able.
So that tells you. So the 8 inches per mile squared tells you approximately. If you were to draw a straight line out from the ground or something, it tells you how far away the straight line is from the surface of the Earth going straight down. If the Earth were a globe, right? That's what the 8 inches per mile squared says. So like if it's 1 mile out, if you go 1 mile straight out, I shouldn't stick my arm out like that. If you go 1 mile straight out, then it would be 8 inches. The ground would be 8 inches lower than that line. If you go 2 miles out, it would be 32 inches and so on.
Yeah.
But tall things stick up, so you can see them further away than you might expect, right?
Yeah, but these tall things should be under the theoretical curve. I mean, it goes 8, 32, blah, blah, blah. After like 60 miles, it's like something like 2,000 feet of curvature.
And some tall things are taller than that.
No, the Chicago skyline, the tallest building is the Ellis Tower. I'm sure you know about this phenomenon.
Don't you mean Sears Tower?
No, it's the Ellis or Willis Tower in Chicago. It's
pretty sure it's called Sears Tower.
Whatever it's called, it's 1,450 feet on the skyline. And the curve, 57 miles at 8 inches per mile square, correct me if I'm wrong, that's like 2,000 feet of curvature. And you're able to see it. Now, you guys say it's a mirage, correct?
Well, so, I mean, we do agree that, like, atmospheric phenomena can distort what we see far away, right?
Yeah, so it refracts things over thousands of feet of curvature?
Well, so to be clear, we agree that distortions can happen. We also agree that, so we agree on that, right? Just to be clear.
Okay, would you agree that it's a holographic projection projecting exactly to the horizon as if the Earth was flat, but no, it's just an illusion?
I have no idea what you mean by a holographic projection.
Holographic projection, as in light is bending over
refraction
2,000
has
feet.
really nothing to do with holography.
Dude, but you're aware of this Lake Michigan phenomenon, correct?
Yeah, so there's a town that you can see the Milwaukee skyline from across Lake Michigan. And you can only see it on certain days of the year when the atmospheric conditions are just right, but you can't see it any other days of the year. So why do you think that that's the case?
What do you mean you could only see it when the atmospheric conditions are just right?
Yeah,
can I ask you why is that?
I can show you. Yeah. Milwaukee from Michigan. It's from Muskegon, sorry. And Muskegon's actually quite far from Milwaukee. You can see it quite rarely. It's like 85 miles away.
Would you agree that it's not actually there? It's light refracting upwards over the curve, and that's why you could see it, but it's not actually there. Is that
sure.
the claim?
Sure. Well, let me show you something really quick. Okay, so this is an article that, like, it was just like a news article from like a random local Michigan news site. And so it's called "The Lights of Milwaukee Were Seen Thursday." This is from like 12 years ago or 13 years ago. "Were seen Thursday night from Lake Michigan shores of Muskegon." And then they go on to say, "The technical term is Fata Morgana, but in Muskegon it's called the lights of Milwaukee. Late in the evening, Thursday stretching into early Friday morning, you could see the lights of Wisconsin from the Muskegon shoreline. The rare atmospheric condition allows lights 80 miles across Lake Michigan to be seen as if one was looking from one shore to the other of Houghton Lake." So yeah, I mean, this does happen. It is a rare atmospheric condition, but it's a thing that can happen.
So the sun needs to be in a certain position, and there needs to be.
No, it's a thing about the air, right? It's not really about the sun.
Okay, so what do you know about the guy who did a time lapse on Lake Michigan and he recorded the skyline for 18 hours? Now you're telling me
no, I don't know about this. Is this on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. He recorded the skyline for 18 hours from 60 miles away.
What should I look up?
Just give me a second. Let me find the YouTube channel's name. Give me a second. It's in my phone.
Do 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 do. I don't know why it's taking this long. We do need some hold music. This is indeed taking quite a while.
Hold on, hold
Welcome
on. Just
back.
give me like
Welcome
an
back.
extra minute. I'm gonna go on my laptop because I had the bookmarks. I think I had it saved.
So it's 12 hours, you said?
No, it was an 18-hour time lapse, beginning in the
lapse.
day, and then yeah, you can try
Chicago
looking it up on
skyline.
YouTube.
We'll just try Google. Try looking. 18 hours of Chicago. Lake Michigan. September. Is it from Joshua Nowicki?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so this is a time lapse of the sun setting on Chicago as seen from 52. Oh, this is like a. This is not 18 hours though. This is like 30 minutes. Because it's just a sunset,
30
right?
minutes?
Yeah, it's like a sunset,
But-
right?
Could you play the video?
Yeah, sure. It's just this. So this is like definitely not 18 hours, right?
Wait, can I see the channel name?
Joshua Nowicki.
Joshua. Yeah, but why don't we see it refracting? Like, why don't we see it going up and down? How come it never
Hold on.
refracts?
To be clear,
over the
you
horizon?
do see it refracting. Let me zoom in on a particular place. I don't know if you can see this. See how, let's make it enormous here. See how like the edges of the sun are curling up? That's refraction.
What do you mean the edges of the sun?
Like the corners. See how it's not just like chopped off, but it like kind of like curls up?
Yeah, but I'm talking about
That's
the
an example of
building.
refraction. Why would the buildings aren't moving from place to place?
And how come
Why
we
would
don't
the
see
buildings
any
move?
left to right? How come we don't see any left to right curve?
What? That's unrelated to the question you asked, and this is a super zoomed in photo, so you're not going to see any left to
Yeah,
right
it's a
curve.
super zoomed in photo from
So you won't
60
see-
miles away.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. So
That's
the more
2,000 feet of curve.
the more zoomed in it is, the less left to right curvature you'll see. Also, here's a question: is that what?
But I thought we lived. I thought we
hold on,
lived on
hold
a
on.
globe and not a
Hold
massive
on.
hill.
Do you think that this is the entire Chicago skyline?
That's irrelevant. The
No,
tallest
no,
building
it's
is
super
1,400.
relevant. Why can't I see the rest of the Chicago skyline?
I'm sure if you were to pan the camera left to right, you could.
No, I'm talking about like there are not only a few buildings here. There's like we can count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are not only 16 skyscrapers in Chicago, right?
Wait, so you're telling me that only
Where
a
are
select
the rest of the
few
buildings?
skys- What?
Where are the rest of the
bro?
buildings?
Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah,
Is
where are
this
the rest of the
argument
buildings?
you're trying to make?
Where
Are
are the
you
rest of the
saying that
buildings?
are you saying that only some of the skyscrapers are selectively refracting over
No,
2,000
only some of
feet
the
curve?
skyscrapers are this tall that the refraction can help us be able to see them. The rest are hidden below the horizon because the refraction isn't strong enough.
Dude,
This
this
is actually like a beautiful example of the curvature of the Earth, right? Why can't we see the rest of the Chicago city skyline hidden? Why can't we see it? Because, by the way, this building here, Sears Tower, that's not what the building looks like. It's not just like 3 segments. We can go look it up if you want. It has a lot of different parts, right? Let me show you. This is what Sears Tower looks like. We only saw the top half, right? If we go back here, you can only see there's the little
is
antenna
this Sears
thing.
Tower on
There's the top bit.
skyline?
Yeah, this is Sears Tower.
It's a part of the skyline?
Yeah.
I thought Ellis Tower was the tallest one in the skyline. That's
Sears
what
Tower
Google
is
said.
what Ellis Tower is the name of Sears Tower.
Oh, okay. I thought
It's
there were
just
two.
they changed the name a while ago, and I never got used to it. So anyway, Ellis Tower, whatever it's called, Ellis Tower is like here's the little peak bit, and then we can just zoom in a little bit. There's the little like radio antenna or whatever up here. Then there's like the narrow bit, and then there's like a slightly wider bit. So if we go look here, what we see is we see the peak bit, then we see a narrow bit, and then a fatter bit. And where's the rest of the tower?
Are you proposing that it's hidden behind the curvature and the refraction just isn't
Do you have
strong
an
enough?
explanation for why we can't see it?
Yeah, the Earth is flat and it's convergence.
So,
You know
so
what
why can't I
convergence
see
is.
the bottom half of the tower, which is bigger than the top half of the tower?
Because of convergence. If you walk away
Why
on
would
a
that
flat
make the
surface,
bottom half not? Why would that make the bottom
dude,
half
things-
invisible?
things
It's bigger.
disappear bottom up. Things disappear bottom up on a flat surface. You know this, bro.
No, they don't. Things
Yes,
don't
they
disappear
do.
at all
Do
on a
the-
flat
do the
surface.
experiment. Do the experiment yourself. Go to a track, put your phone on the floor, record yourself walking away. Even though the surface
Things-
is flat,
things-
you're gonna disappear bottom up.
What is blocking
know
my
this,
view?
bro. Don't
What
be
is blocking my
disingenuous.
view from seeing the bottom half of Sears Tower or Willis Tower? Sorry.
Convergence. You can.
Sorry. Is there something in the way that is preventing the light from the bottom half from getting to my eyeballs?
No, dude, you're being You know what convergence is. Come
Is
on,
there-
man. We
so-
learned
look,
this. We
When
learned
I
this in
can't
fucking
see
middle school.
something, it's either because it's too small, or it's because something is in the way, preventing me from seeing it. Right? That's
So
how
if I
that's how
walk
eyes
away-
work. We agree on that,
So
yeah?
If I walk away on a flat surface and I record myself walking away, is that because and I disappear bottom up? That's because of
You
a
don't
curve?
disappear bottom up.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You can
No.
do this experiment for yourself.
I've
You-
seen
I mean,
it. I've seen
just-
it. I've done it. I've
Get-
seen videos of myself walking away. You don't disappear bottom up. You shrink. You just shrink entirely. You don't disappear at all.
Holy shit. Do you have like a big table at your house or something, or like on the floor? Have your brother or have a sibling like grab a bottle and pull it farther away from you, and put your cheek on the floor and close your right eye. That bottle is gonna disappear bottom up. That's not because of a curve.
Look, do you have an answer for what is preventing me from seeing the bottom half? Is it too small?
I just
to see?
told you. I just
Is
told
it-
you convergence. You're
Look,
telling me
I mean,
it's
look,
because
I understand optics better than you. I can assure you of that. My question is, what thing? So light is being reflected off the tower, right? And it's being reflected in all directions. That light, if it gets to your eyeball, you can see it. So what is stopping that light from getting to my eyeball?
what? Can you
If
repeat
you want
that
to
question?
see, if you want to see something, right? If you want to see something, then it has to give off light, right?
Sure. No, what? If you have to
If you
see
want to
something,
see something, it has to give off
light?
light. Or you can see its shadow because there's light around the thing and the thing is blocking the light. That's two different ways that you can see it, right?
Wait, so can you and I do a experiment proving
Not
that
on a live stream,
refraction
no.
sees? No, has there ever been any experiment done that proves that atmospheric conditions can make you see over a hill?
This is
Are you
basic
serious,
optics.
dude?
Yeah, this is
Bro,
basic optics. You know that that refraction makes light bend, right?
Light bend over 2,000 feet?
Well, to be clear, it doesn't have to bend over 2,000 feet. I can show you the advanced Earth curve calculator. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can find something. I think that I've actually seen this, I think. Let me see if I can find it. Does he have something about Chicago? He might. Okay, he doesn't, so we can just do it manually. That's fine.
By the way, you told me things don't disappear bottom up on a flat surface. That's kind of crazy.
So look, so I'm gonna turn off any refraction right now. This is just using standard optics. There's nothing scary going on here. This is standard laws of physics, standard optics, right? So I turned off refraction. I'm saying that suppose that you're on the beach, so you know you're a short king, so maybe you're only 6 feet tall. You're 60 miles away. You're looking at Sears Tower or Willis Tower, whatever. I punched in the height of Willis Tower. It's 1,451 feet. I punched in 60 miles, and I turned off refraction. Now, refraction, you can just turn it. You can turn it down so you can get negative refraction coefficients, or you can turn it up to get positive refraction coefficients. And so, what happens as the refraction coefficient goes up? Oh, what's that? What's that? Is that Willis Tower peaking up?
Yeah, it's all
As the refraction coefficient gets higher, it's not a hologram. It's just like that's not what a hologram is. But anyway, the point is that as the refraction gets more intense, you can see more and more of the tower. There's nothing secret going on there. Nothing fancy. This is just standard optics.
Can it go above the horizon? Is that possible if the refraction
I just
was
showed you.
super?
I just showed you. Oh, do you mean like can it float?
Yeah.
No, I think that you would. Well,
Why not?
It could if you had a what is it called? There's a type of mirage, which is when your refraction coefficient gets bigger than 1, where it just looks like something's upside down. So like that's a thing that can happen, but this simulator can only go up to a refraction coefficient of 1. So,
Bro, this is insane.
saying it's insane doesn't seem to really help your argument here. Like it's just standard. It's just standard optics.
Standard optics are things disappear bottom up on a flat surface.
That's not standard optics, actually.
That is standard optics. Anyone in the chat
can you show me
prove wrong and do the experiment?
Can you show me like
themselves.
any optics textbook that says that? Because
You-
I can
you
show you
don't
the
need a
optics
fucking
textbook that
textbook. You
describe
could do-
the. So then it's not optics, right? It just
do
seems
the
like it's a
experiment
vibe for you.
yourself.
So do you want me to show you? Want me to show you
No,
something?
I don't want you to show me a
It's
computer software.
it's a
dude.
YouTube
I
video.
want a
No,
video.
I was going to show you a YouTube video.
Sure.
There's actually maybe it's a TikTok video. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was from Globy McGlobeface. Actually, no, it might be from Average Glober. Let's see. Does he have it? There was a stitch of like a. Hold on. There's a good example. Maybe it's this. Oh, this is from Dave McKeegan. This might help. Here we go. Dave McKeegan's great. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. I can't play the audio, otherwise my video will get like
Again,
demonetized or whatever. No, this is just a drawing, but this is just a diagram of what the setup is. So he's putting the camera.
Dude, I don't want I don't want computer softwares. I want an actual video of things not disappearing.
739. I'm going to show you an actual video. This is just a diagram of how the setup is, so you can see how it is. So you can like visualize it, and then I'm going to show you a video of what's actually happening. Right. So here we have camera. Hold on, I'm going to hit play and speed it up. So now the camera is being lifted up. Fine, camera's being lifted. Oh, what is it? Why is it repeating? Oh, well, this is an example of him lifting up the camera, showing that the video was. I haven't watched this video in advance, so I actually don't know if he does the experiment. So I was just kind of Googling around because I'm sure somebody has. Oh, so what was that?
Oh, what is that?
Did you see that?
Did
No,
that
this is great. This is great. It's a curved surface, my guy.
It happens on flat surfaces too. Depending how far away it is and your observer height, it happens.
So here's a whole bunch of. So here's a whole bunch of flat earthers that are quote unquote doing the experiment, right?
Flat earthers, yeah, more like paid shills.
No, these are flat earthers that are doing the experiment.
Yeah,
Why is it? Stop it. These are actually flat earthers that did the experiment.
I'm sure they are.
You can go to their YouTube channels, right? Like you can just go to their YouTube channels. Like, see that's an example of what you want, right? See how it's disappearing from the ground up, but what they're doing is their camera is below the table. And he even shows that the camera is below the table. He shows the example of one of them.
When I did the experiment for myself, my phone was above the track, and tracks, as you know, are made level. Like people, like a running track. As I walked away, once I got to 100 meters, like it went all the way. I disappeared all the way up to my hips.
Do you have a video of this?
I do.
Okay. Is it somewhere I can find it?
No, I don't have it posted on my page or anything, but if you know Angels of Lights, on his TikTok page, he did the exact same experiment I did.
On the track?
Find it.
Yeah,
on
I
the
do.
track.
I know him.
Yeah, have you seen that video? I think it's.
I haven't. Let's pull it up.
Sure, and let's watch it together.
Is it pinned?
No, but it's like you'll find it relatively quick. It's.
I'm just scrolling, but I don't see. I don't see anything with.
Wait, can you pull up his page? Go up.
Maybe you'll recognize it before I do.
I might recognize it. PhD.
Anything?
Can we see the right? The right?
I thought that you could. Let me make it smaller.
Yeah, no.
Is it old?
I'm not sure. Maybe if you Google Angels of Light track, you'll find it.
It's pulling up songs called Angels of Light.
Well, either way, the video's there. Everyone in the chat can go find it for themselves.
Apparently not. Apparently it's quite hard to find, actually.
No, it's pretty easy to find. You'll find it. You'll find that people disappear bottom up on flat surfaces.
I've seen videos of this and they don't. They just don't when I've seen it.
They absolutely do.
Okay. So why is it, like, what is the actual physical phenomenon that is preventing you from seeing the bottom half of Willis Tower?
I don't know. I just said it's the same physical phenomenon that prevents you from seeing your feet as you walk away.
So
on a flat
on
surface.
your view, what is the physical phenomenon that causes that?
I don't know what the phenomenon is called. I don't know the fucking math and science.
Because in standard optics, that doesn't happen. So, like, you could go win a Nobel Prize if you could prove this.
What?
Yeah, this is not standard optics.
Oh my god! This
would be like groundbreaking science.
Oh, I know.
So you should like publish a paper on this and go get a Nobel Prize and prove that, like, you discovered a new thing in optics for the first time in hundreds of years.
Well, that's an awesome deflection. How much does NASA pay you? I'm looking for a communicator position.
Sorry, one sec.
Yep, sorry, one sec.
Sorry, one more time.
How much do you get paid by NASA?
How much do you get paid by Stupid Town?
I'm looking for a communicator position. My brother actually, he's studying astrophysics right now. He would love a position.
I'm sure he would. How much do you get paid by Stupid Town to blow in from Stupid Town and say Stupid Town things? Like, are we just doing ad homs? Like, what are we doing? Are we just insulting each other?
Not as much as NASA communicators get paid.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Look. If anybody from NASA is watching, I would love to get paid for doing this. I'm doing you guys a favor.
$60 million a day in tax revenue is not enough budget to get paid that. To pay communicators.
How much? Well, but to be fair, NASA does definitely employ science communicators. It's a thing that, like, I think I even know like one or two of them.
I know plenty.
What's his name? There's a guy who works at NASA who used to do these, by the way. He used to do flat Earth debates. I don't know if he still does. Longtime watchers will know who I'm talking about. I don't know how much he gets paid. Unfortunately, they don't pay me, so I'm just doing this for fun.
Like, what's that dude's name who was a
Johnny Astronomy? That was his name. Yeah, Johnny Astronomy. That's right. He works for NASA, and I think he's part of like the media department or something like this, or the communication department or something like this.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like, the truth should defend itself. Like, I don't know why NASA would deploy communicators on these platforms. It's kind of weird.
NASA doesn't pay him. NASA doesn't pay him to be on TikTok. He does it for fun. That's just his day job. Sure. But yeah, I mean, like, look, if you have a connect at NASA that wants to pay me, like, I would love to, be on the payroll. Like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you're doing this for the goodness of your heart, dude. I know.
Well, it also generates like free content that I can post on YouTube. So, there's that too.
Yeah, post this conversation.
I'm going to. It'll be very, very funny for everybody watching.
Thank you. I'd like
anyway,
to see it.
so
post the whole thing.
I will. I don't edit them. So to be clear, so you don't know why things disappear from the bottom up on a flat Earth. You just think that they do.
I don't need to tell you the fucking specific. I don't study physics. I just know that it happens.
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly. Thanks.
I mean, like, look. So here's somebody who knows I know quite a lot about physics, telling you, hey, this is not standard optics. So doesn't that suggest to you that you should go figure out like what actually is happening here, because you could be onto an enormous discovery?
It's not an enormous discovery.
It is an enormous discovery, because
we've all done this. We've all
This is
done
something
when
that
we're like 5 years old.
literally no physicist would believe their eyes if you showed this to them, because they'd be like, this is crazy.
Physicists won't believe things disappear bottom up on a flat surface.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
So you
it's
could just
like
see-
everything that they know about optics, they would be like, yeah, like that shouldn't happen if we're using standard electromagnetic optics, which is, you know, what light is. And so,
well,
like,
then-
if you can show that that's true, that'd be crazy. You'd be like famous.
Yeah, so I guess everyone in the chat can also be famous because they could do the experiment for themselves.
Yeah, they
and
should.
see that things do disappear bottom up. It's a very simple
Yeah,
experiment. to
people
do.
should try this out.
The-
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They don't need to know the physical phenomenon as to why it happens. They just observe that it does.
I mean, look, you could be the next Einstein by looking into how it happens and then giving an explanation that
Einstein,
agrees
you
with the experiment.
Oh, like E equals MC squared. Einstein married second cousin twice.
I think he married his second cousin once. His first wife was just some random Romanian woman, I think. And then he married his cousin. And so, yeah. And yeah, you're right. He did. He also was like, you know, is synonymous with genius. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, anyways,
somebody in the
that's all I
comments
got.
just said, I just did it. I just did the experiment and it definitely doesn't fucking happen. So somebody else said, done it, doesn't happen.
Wait, could I
Did the
could I
experiment
hop
myself.
off?
It literally does fucking not. So
Hey,
like,
could
I keep doing
could
the
I-
experiment to reproduce his, I keep doing their experiment, and I can't reproduce his results. Why?
Actually, let
Did
me
the
open
experiment
my-
myself. It literally does fucking not. Like, I don't know.
Are you
Like,
able-
what?
are
like,
you
why
able to give me-
people seem to disagree with you, man.
Are you able to give me the big box? By
I
any chance,
cannot.
or no? Oh, okay.
So I don't know, man. I'm not sure it's I'm not sure if it's actually true. Other people are saying it's not true.
Just give me a second. I'm on Angel's page. I'm trying to find where the video is. Oh, I
Sure.
found it. I found it. Can you go back on
Yep.
Angel's page on desktop? It's on the second, third, fourth, fifth line. It should be on the fifth line.
Yeah, okay. Let me find it.
It's the thumbnail is angular resolution, not curvature.
Oh, okay.
Then I'd like you to watch that video,
I have
show it to the audience.
I can't show the. We're gonna watch it together. Don't worry. I can't play the audio though because otherwise
That's fine,
the
that's
live stream will get taken down. Okay, so he's saying it's angular resolution, not curvature. So I'm just gonna fast forward until we get to the. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're on a track.
Let's see the people.
Great.
Yeah, let's see the people walking away and tell me they don't disappear bottom up.
Okay. I'm just waiting for them to walk away. Okay, so I don't. Do you see anything disappearing bottom up yet? I'm gonna.
Where's
I'm
their,
gonna
where's
make
their
this.
shoes? Yeah, zoom in more.
Yeah, I can see them. They're little tiny specks at the bottom.
Keep going.
I
People
mean,
in
like
the comments are saying.
you can even see their shoes, like
people
as they
in the
kick
comments are
them up,
saying
right?
It's not. People in the comments are saying it's not a flat track.
I don't think anybody's saying that. People in the comments are saying you can literally still see their shoes. Why haven't they disappeared?
Why don't you see the left shoe of that person? You can only see the shoe because her heel is up as she's walking. It's up in the air. Where's her left shoe? Anyways, either way,
if you want,
just-
I can zoom in. So look. So the example that you gave, it seems like it's not saying what you want it to say.
No, let's zoom in. Where's her left shoe?
We're gonna zoom in. Don't worry. One sec. Let me open up Paint. I just did a screen grab, and we're just gonna zoom in. One sec.
'Cause, I mean, I think you might win a Nobel Peace Prize. Like, this is an awesome
Not
discovery,
a
dude.
peace prize. It's
Things
a prize
disappear
in physics.
bottom up on-
So this is just a screen grab from the video, where I paused it, right? So let's just zoom in, enhance. Oh, what's that little white pixel there? Oh, it's her other shoe.
That appears to be her heel.
Yeah, her heel. So
Either way,
there's
either
two
way,
things here, right?
Go to the
There's
end
an
of the
arrow.
video.
There's an arrow, or there's a shoe here, and there. Or let me draw a straight line. There's a draw a line. Damn it. There's the There's the light pixel there, and there's the light pixel there.
Okay,
Those,
cool.
those are both
Can we?
shoes.
I mean, they're only 10 meters away. Can we like continue the video as they get farther away and
I'm trying to. One sec. So this is the end of the bit. Like so here they are walking away.
can you zoom in more?
No. Oh, it just scrolled. You can't zoom in on a TikTok video, unfortunately. The best I can do is take a screenshot, and it'll be blurry because it's only has so much resolution. But
No,
we
but
can
like
just
you made it bigger earlier.
yeah. I just took a screenshot. But I'll do that again.
No, I mean you made it bigger earlier.
here's-
Taking a screenshot
here's
of that
the-
is gonna.
here's the
that's less
screenshot.
resolution.
Here's the screenshot of the thing that I just showed you on. Oh, you mean yeah. Okay, that's it. That's what you mean. You mean make it bigger for you. I can't make it bigger on my end. So the resolution is going to be the resolution. So here I can't even see the like I can't even see the other guy. This is the image that we have. And so like
Where's the white? Where's the shoes? Where's the pixel for his shoes?
I mean, like
kinda
clearly
strange.
the pixels are lighter down at the bottom.
Oh,
Like the
I don't
pixels
know,
are
look-
lighter down at the bottom. But I mean, her entire leg is 3 pixels. So like
Yeah,
if her
because-
shoes make up less
because
than
you
3
took a screenshot of
pixels, makes
something that's tiny. It's gonna the
it's, I mean,
resolution is shit.
it's a low resolution video. Like I can't make it any better
the video
resolution on my
isn't.
end.
Can you please just go back to the video and watch it on full screen?
This is as full screen as it gets. Like I have it on my computer, as zoomed in as it gets.
No, you
Now
know
what
you're
you
doing,
see,
dude.
what you will see will be smaller. I'll just show you. Like this is as full screen as it gets. Now I can like do that, but that's just going to zoom in the same way.
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. Let's
It
watch the
doesn't-
video now. Let's watch the video.
It doesn't. Okay, hold on one second.
Let's just.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get to the end. So here's the end, right? This doesn't.
No, dude,
like,
let's watch the video. I don't want you to take a screenshot and then say, "Oh, there's no white pixel because the resolution." Let's
Well,
watch
no,
the
but
video.
this is the last. This is like basically the last frame, right? Of like them walking away, and we can see like the little white outline, which is like 2 pixels, of the person, right?
Where's the shoes?
Well, so let's just grab it and see if we can
And,
see if we can
and
find the shoes.
Also, that's
which is
not
what we
the
just
end
did.
of the video. That's
No,
not the end.
it's the end. It's the end of them walking away, because then it moves on to like something else. See,
Dude,
like, it
why
moves on
can't
to
you
this
just
guy.
why can't you be genuine and just play the
it
video?
just moves on to
Like,
this
by the
guy,
time
right?
it took you to explain all these things,
because
we
it
could've
takes a
watched the
while,
video
and I
5
also don't
times.
want to get taken. Like, look, you just want to watch them walking away. Like, he's talking, but I can't play the
Dude,
audio, so it does
You're
nothing.
coping so hard with the fact that they do disappear bottom up, dude.
They're literally so.
For-
Look,
for
this is,
everyone watching
do
this
we
video,
agree that
please-
this is the last frame here? This is the last frame of them walking
No,
away.
we haven't watched that far for me to conclude that's the last frame. I don't know.
Look,
Why
this
don't
is
we
the
watch
next
the
bit.
video from
Look,
beginning
I'm
to end?
unpausing. Look what happens next. That's what happens next. So that's the last frame of them walking away.
Dude, in the time we've been arguing, we could have watched the video from
So
beginning
look,
to end multiple times.
I don't know what part
Why
you're
are you
not
so
understanding.
scared to just show?
I don't know what part you're not understanding, but like I'm
Fucking hell.
showing you the
Is this
full
like the
resolution
coping
video of I'm showing you the full resolution, and then I'm zooming in as much as I physically can to try to get
What the
at
fuck?
what's actually
What's
happening.
That resolution, dude?
That's
No, you're
that's
doing
the
some
raw
fuck
footage,
shit, man. Come on.
That's the raw
be
footage
honest, dude.
of them. Okay,
Be honest, man.
Here,
Why can't you be honest?
here, let me just
What
grab a
is
whole
this,
thing and
bro?
then we can zoom in.
It went from fucking 240
So
feet to
look,
that.
right.
That looks
So,
like
so this is what we're looking at. This is from the video. This is full
Dude, I
resolution
don't care
from the
about.
video.
Let's watch the video. I don't want you taking.
I'm
these
showing.
shitty-
I can't
screenshots.
zoom in on the video, my guy. So we're showing you the
You
full
did
resolution
earlier.
of the video.
What are you talking about?
That wasn't
You did
zooming in. That was
earlier.
just
Stop
making it bigger
hoping.
for you. It was just making it bigger for you.
Why can't? Let's watch the video and observe. Let's observe them.
I can't
walking
do an
away
analysis
together.
of a video that's moving. I can't zoom in on it while it's moving, my guy. So
you
this is
zoomed
this
in
is
earlier,
the full.
dude.
This
Everyone
isn't.
saw
I'm
you
not zooming
zoom
in.
in
All
earlier.
I'm making is I'm not
I'm not
zooming in. I'm
talking
just
about
making the window
picture.
bigger.
I'm talking about the video, not the picture.
I'm not okay. So do you think I'm zooming in right now?
Dude, I just told you I'm talking.
Do you think
about
I'm
the
zooming
video,
in right
not-
now? Answer the
I told you
question,
I'm talking about
scumbag.
the video, not the picture.
Answer the question. Do you think I'm zooming in right now?
No, you're not zooming in.
Okay, so when that's exactly what I was doing before when I was here. I was just doing this.
Yeah, let's do that. So
That
more
doesn't
of the
actually
video,
zoom in. It doesn't increase the resolution.
or whatever. So more of the video is on screen, so that we can observe them walking
so
away and disappear.
I'm sorry,
bottom
we're
up.
not
Just
doing
play the
this.
video, please.
I showed
Just play
you
the video.
this is the last frame
Holy
of them
fuck.
walking away. Now we're just going. This is the full last frame, right? We can make it as big as you want. This is the full last frame. The whole damn thing, right?
Why are you so dishonest? Why are you hopping
So
from
now
one
what we're
thing
gonna
to
do
another?
is now
Why
we're just
can't
gonna
we
zoom
just
in.
watch the video? Why are you
We're
scared
just
of
zooming
showing
in.
the video?
Oh, hey, look.
What
Her
the
leg
fuck
is
is
3
that,
pixels.
bro? You're because you're
I'm
doing that
zooming
on
in.
purpose. Earlier, it
I'm
wasn't
zooming
that
in.
low resolution.
This is full resolution. This is literally, if you want to zoom in on something that
Bro,
is
you're
like 3
doing this on
pixels, it's
purpose,
going to
man.
be that
Why-
size.
Look, it's not gonna look that pixelated if we watch the video. You're just coping with the
absolutely
fact
will. Do you wanna
that
see it?
you don't
Here,
see
what
their
we're going
shoes
to do is-
disappearing bottom up.
What we're going to do is we're just going to take this. We're just going to make it as big as we possibly can, right? I have to go back to the... Here we
Why
go.
can't you watch it? Why can't we watch the video together? It's very simple.
We're
I
going
don't
to
want
make
you
it as
skipping from
big
the...
as it possibly can.
Look. Why are you scared of
This
playing
is
the
as
video?
big as I can possibly make it. Look how the resolution of them is smaller. Okay, now I have to make it even bigger. Actually, you know what? I think maybe I can just type something and make it even bigger.
Dude, can we watch the
sec.
video together?
One
I
sec.
don't want
Chill. We want to edit transform. We want to make this so much bigger. We want to make it enormous even. We want to make it, let's make it 50,000. Oops, that's too big.
Dude,
We'll
even
make
your
it
own chats.
15,000 pixels across, right? Okay, now we're gonna make it, how about we make it 20,000 pixels across. We're making it even bigger. Oh, we're stretching it a little bit. We don't want to do that. We want to reset. Oops.
Yeah, where's the shoes? Where's the shoes in that?
Yeah, so let's go look for them. Let's go look for them, right?
It's kind of like it's up to their. It's kind of like
It's
up
like
to
it's
their
almost like
tibia.
it's almost like her
It's
leg
like,
is
it's
like
like it's
3
covering their
pixels.
entire calf or something. Wow.
What we're gonna let's do this. Let's zoom in even more.
How come her
Oops.
torso is twice as long as her legs?
Why don't we
Is
zoom
she
in more?
disappearing bottom up? Why
don't we
is her
zoom in
torso
more?
twice as long as her legs? What's up with that?
Why aren't we zooming in more?
Why are you coping?
Why are we zooming in more? Okay, so now let's just
Why is her
grab
torso
this, right?
twice the size of her legs? Why is the torso twice as long as her
Wait,
legs?
do you
Where's
want
the
to
rest of
see?
her
Do
legs?
you want to see how much longer her torso
what?
is? Look, her torso is like twice as long as her legs, bro.
No one's torso is twice as long as their legs. What are you talking about?
From this angle, it definitely looks like it is.
Yeah,
look at
from
this-
the
look at
angle
this
earlier,
picture.
it definitely does. Why are you scared of playing the video? Look, you're on video right now. Why can't you just click your space bar?
How is this gonna do anything?
Perfect.
What is this
Let's
doing?
watch. Perfect.
Okay,
let's
so
watch.
now Angel is
Unpause
talking.
the video, dude. Unpause the video. Let's
It's
watch
not
the rest
paused.
of it.
Angel of Light is just talking, dumbass.
Okay, now.
This is Angel of Light's video. He pauses the video. That's his mouse.
Can we observe the people walking away? Why are you so
I'm
scared to
trying.
do that?
The video is not currently. Okay, hold on. I need to apparently teach
why are
you.
you hiding it?
One sec. I'm just showing you something.
It kind of looks like you're hiding. I mean, even your own comment section is admitting it.
One sec. I'm just showing you something.
Because you said things don't disappear bottom up on a flat surface.
Okay,
I'm gonna call
so
you
look.
out on that, bro.
So we have them walking away.
Dude, I don't need these fucking physics lessons. I don't need these
Yeah,
screenshots.
but you apparently do.
Play the video.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything.
Wait, why is the
Watch.
video so much smaller now?
I'm just
It's
showing you
almost
something.
Like you're
I'm
trying
just-
to hide the facts.
Bro, chill. I'm just showing you something really quick. Then we'll get
No,
back
no,
to
zoom-
we will get back to zooming it in a second. Chill. Okay.
Okay.
So I just pressed play. My hands are up here. They're not doing anything.
Can we see more of the video, please?
Hold on. Chill. Okay. See how it's paused now? I didn't pause it. Angel of Light paused it, dumbass.
I understand, but can we see
Okay.
more
So
of the
I
video?
wasn't pausing it
Can we
when you
see-
asked me to pause it. I'm gonna zoom
Okay,
it back in again.
Leave the video
I'm gonna zoom
unpaused.
it back in again. We're so fucking incredulous. You don't understand anything.
You're scared. You're okay. Is that the video?
Yeah, this is the video.
Okay,
He
please
paused it
unpause.
again.
Let
It is
Angels talk.
unpaused. It's
Okay,
unpaused.
Let's observe them walking away. From this view, don't zoom out, no screenshots, no nothing. For the entire chat to see, play the video or skip what
I'm
when
not
they start
doing anything.
walking
My
again
hands
so
are
we
up
can
here.
see. All right, perfect. That's perfect. Wow, where's keep watching.
I can still see her
Where's
feet.
her shoes?
I can still see them.
You can only see it when it's heel up.
I can still see the little white at the bottom.
Her foot that's on the ground. Where's her shoe? Oh wait, it's almost
can
like
still-
you can't
I can
any
still
more
see
white.
it
It's
on the
almost
bottom.
like it's disappearing bottom up.
I can still see it on. Well, okay, now she's like 4
Now
pixels.
you can't see it. Wow.
Right, but
Almost like
she's
things
only like 4
disappear bottom
pixels.
up on a flat surface. Where's the white?
Okay, so we agree that that's the end. So let's just take this maximally zoomed in. Right, I'm just gonna maximally zoom in. Okay. Unfortunately, this is the most zoomed in I can get. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to screen grab it and I'm just going to zoom in on that part. I'm just going to zoom in on them, okay?
Yeah, make sure it's as pixelated as possible, so you can cope with the fact that you can't see the shoes.
So what I'm showing you, what I'm about to show you, sorry, what I'm about to show you is the full resolution as displayed on the video, right? Hold on, I have to make this tiny again because you demanded I make it enormous, which didn't really achieve anything.
Make it more pixelated so that it could suit your beliefs.
Okay, so I just took a screenshot. Yeah, look, taking a screenshot can't make it more pixelated, my guy. It's just a screenshot of what's displayed on the computer.
I mean, you took many screenshots and
okay. So here, this is all the information we had from the video at the end. You understand that, right? This is all you could see. And so you have 3 pixels for her legs. Let me zoom in on this a little bit more.
How many pixels for her torso?
Like 5.
Oh, is that a 5:2 ratio at the beginning of the video?
No, it's a 5:3 ratio. But yeah, I mean her torso is longer than her legs, yeah. And like her torso includes her head too, because her head is also lighter in color. So we have 4, I guess.
I don't know.
Actually,
I don't know.
1, 2, 3.
75% torso.
So we have 4 pixels for her torso, and then we have. Oops, I didn't mean to draw that. And then
for everyone in the chat. For everyone in the chat, please do this
legs.
Experiment yourself.
So we have 4 pixels for her torso, 3 pixels for her legs. And so actually, you know what we can do? We can just go back and see how many pixels. So we have a 4:3 ratio for her torso. So let's just take a, oh, sorry.
You know what? I will admit.
You know what we're going to do? We're actually going to use this to prove, we're actually going to prove you wrong by using your own evidence. So we're going to take this and we're going to do a pixel count for her torso to leg ratio, right? So I grabbed the screenshot there. We're going to go back here.
You also got to keep in mind the angle is completely different when she's closer to the camera as opposed to 100 meters away.
Here's
you
her
know this.
Hold on one sec.
When you're recording someone at the bottom, when they're 5 feet away,
one sec.
It's going to
chill.
look...
Okay, so, oops. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go back to here. Okay, so I'm gonna measure how long this is. So this is 26 pixels, or roughly 26 pixels for her torso, right? I don't know if you can see it. I have a little pixel reading thing down at the bottom. So that's 26 pixels. For her leg...
Include her head, dude.
Well, no, her head isn't the white part of the torso, right?
Okay, sure.
For her leg, I'm also not going to include her shoes here because we can't see her shoes, right? For her leg, we only get 20 pixels. So we have 26 pixels. 26, 20... Well, what was it? Did I say 26 or did I say 27? Okay, it's 26. So we have 26 pixels for her torso and 20 pixels for her leg. Now, is that close to a 4:3 ratio? Yeah, kinda, actually. So in fact, the amount of leg that we see is exactly in proportion to the amount of torso that we see the whole time.
You're a physics major, so you know that when you're taking a picture,
if her legs were disappearing bottom up, then we should see less leg. It should not be the same ratio. No, it's the same ratio. No, it's the same ratio.
When you take a picture of someone 5 feet away from you and your phone's all the way at the bottom of the fucking floor, what does that do?
I mean, it'll compress your torso and make your legs look longer. Right? If you're angled up at something, the higher thing will look shorter. So actually, using that argument makes your argument, or makes it worse for you, because her torso is longer than her legs initially, and they're still longer than her legs at the end.
Hey, everyone watching this live, go do the fucking experiment for yourself. I'm done with this shit. You're a shill. You're getting paid by NASA.
Run away, 739. You got obliterated. You got obliterated on your own damn video. That's so embarrassing for you.
You were coping.
You got obliterated. Oh, he ran. Bummer. No, I lied. I kicked him actually, but it is funny to say that he ran. I mean, like even on his own video, the ratios are the same, right? Like we can work this out, and like of course there's going to be some error, but like 26 over 20 is 1.3, 4 over 3 is 1.33, right? Like the ratios are nearly exactly the same. In fact, her torso is a little bit shorter initially relative to her legs than it is at the end. So in some sense, her legs get longer at the end. Come on, do better. All right, we have time for another. Let's read some super chats, and then we have time for another caller. From Tim Davidson with the $10. Thank you so much, man. A chief's son was offered the choice of 3 wives, one on a fox skin, a deer skin, and a hippo skin. Well, as we know, the squaw on the hippopotamus is equal to the sons of the squaws on the other 2 hides. I see what you did there. From Binary Ghost with the $10. Thank you so much, man. Binary says, snipers that shoot at excessively long ranges have to account for the rotation of the Earth to hit their targets. Are they all lying about that? Why? For what purpose? Have any said that's not true? I'd love to know. From Don Frank with the $2. Cosmopsychism. If a brain equals mind, why not a universe? Okay. From Binary Ghost with the $5 again. You should check. Your check is in the mail. You were doing good round work for our devious round plans. I'm glad. $10 more from Binary Ghosts. Thank you so much, Binary, for being so supportive, by the way. To do this experiment properly, you need to drag away a decently sized object with big, clear height markers so camera resolution isn't an issue. The fact that this isn't done makes this sloppy. That's exactly it. If you want to actually do the experiment, you need a big object, because a big object will, if it's true that it disappears bottom up, it should still disappear bottom up. And so you need big height markers that you can see so that there's not an angular resolution issue. Or camera resolution. Like the issue that we saw in this video is just like, at the end, the woman is 7 pixels tall, right? So like, if her shoes are less than 1/7 of her height, then like, of course, her shoes won't be visible. From Dr. Carla J. Strand, thank you for the $5. Thank you for the Galaxy, Sir Cringe. I watched Behind the Curve FLERF doc the other day and laughed and laughed. Anyway, great job on the line and dealing with the mayor of Stupid Town. What, you just blow in from Stupid Town? At $5 from Marduk, just the $5, I appreciate that. From Evil Ducks with the $2, tracks aren't flat, they have slope for drainage. That's interesting. But even if we assume this track is flat, it still works, right? And from Mission with the $5, years later, and flat earthers still continue to struggle to understand angular resolution. Yeah, that will be a forever problem for them. All right, let's talk to Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter, how's it going?
It's going. How's it going, Blitz?
I'm doing A-okay. Shapeshifter, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Oh, I don't think, man. I know it's flat.
All right.
Know it's flat.
What's the evidence for that?
The evidence is that, number one, people like you still exist. There would be no reason for you to have a live if the Earth wasn't flat. Because
no, I mean, there's a great reason. You guys still exist, so there's a reason for me to debunk you guys. And second, you guys are excellent free content.
Why? Why do you need to debunk us?
Because you guys spread misinformation, and I think that it's valuable to combat misinformation.
We're speaking to each other. You know, there's other things.
When you post TikTok videos, when you host lives, that's spreading misinformation.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
so spreading that the 1972
or
blue
disinformation
marble
for that.
Is real is spreading that the 1972 blue marble is real is not misinformation.
No, because it's true.
Well, you might want to recheck your math on that one. Would you be so
what's the math on the 1972 blue marble?
Would you be so kind to pull up the timeanddate.com for that day? You can pull up the day night map for that day. Pull up the day and night map for that day.
The day and night map for that day?
Day and night
yeah,
map.
okay, so one sec. Let me get the actual date for the 1972 blue marble.
I know it by heart. December 7th, 1972.
Okay,
at 5:39.
Okay, so we're gonna punch in okay, we'll do this.
December 7th, 1972, 5:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Where'd you get the time?
It comes from NASA's website. 5:39.
Okay. You'll have to pardon me if I verify that. Okay.
That's fine. Go ahead. 5:39 a.m. Eastern Standard.
Blue marble. Time
11:39
of
UTC.
photograph. Okay.
11:39 UTC.
I'll just punch in 11:39 and see if it comes up. Because you might be right. Okay, so according to the photograph description by NASA, it was taken at 5:39 a.m. EST at 10:39 UTC. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, I'll believe that.
Thank you for verifying it. It's okay.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so now I think that if I want to go, set.
You have to go sun and moon. Sun and moon, yeah.
Sun and, do we want sun calculator? What do we want here?
Day and night map. It should be under sun and moon.
Day and night map? Okay, day and night map. Here we go. Okay, now we want to punch in, there's got to be a way to, there we go. So we want December 7th.
12/7/72, 5:39, and I don't know where you're at, but you have to adjust it to
1972.
your timer typing in.
Yeah, so EST in December EST is 2 hours behind me. So it's 5:39, so it'd be 3:39 in the morning?
No. Oh yeah, you're 2 hours behind them. You said it.
Yeah. I misspoke. My bad. 0 seconds. Okay, let's change time. Okay. So what's the contention here?
No, that's not right.
No, it's not.
No, I think you.
December 7th, 1972 at 3:39 in the morning.
Well, it depends on what it's saying. What is it saying? EST? What is it in?
It just this is in UTC.
Yeah, UTC is 11:39.
Yeah. Okay. 1 sec. So we want 11:30. Sorry, 11:39. Okay, so
Look,
let me show
they're
you.
already saying, that's not
There
right.
you go.
Like trying to troll me, and I'm like, it's not right.
Okay, so yeah, we have 11:39 at UTC. Here we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you
So
notice?
does this look right?
Yeah, but what do you
Okay.
notice that's not
Now-
on the blue marble?
So here's the blue marble.
Mm-hmm.
So to be clear, and just to be clear, this agrees with how illuminated Africa is, right? Africa was completely in sunlight.
I don't disagree with that. And
Okay,
I'm glad
so everything is illuminated properly, right?
I will say this: I'm glad you're using the original, the color corrected AS17148-22727.
So we agree that everything is illuminated properly, right? Like we can see Saudi Arabia.
I agree that everything that is on the blue marble is illuminated as it should.
Right.
As it
Okay.
should.
Now your
But
question is
that's
why
not the intention.
why can't we see the moon in the photo? And it's because the moon was behind them.
No, my question is why can't you see South America, Europe, and Asia?
Oh, that's just a result of the field of view of the camera.
Incorrect. How much is that
Yeah.
taking up of the field of view?
This is so. Are you asking, like, you know that depending on how zoomed in you are on something with a, like on a basketball or something, you can make it so it seems like a continent takes up the whole thing, or it makes it look like
only above 50% of your field of view does that happen. Now,
okay, so your contention has nothing to do with the time. You're just like, well, why can't we why can't we see South America?
It has everything to do with the time because that's when they claim the image was taken. That was
no,
what
but
was
the time isn't really relevant. This is just a matter
Yes,
of
it is,
zoom. Why
because
can't
that's how you get direct
whether or
sunlight.
not it's illuminated or not, you could have just as easily asked, why can't we see South America? Why can we only see Africa?
No, because here's the contention. It's because of the description. They claimed the sun was at their backs, the fully illuminated disk, as the sun was at our backs.
Yep.
Okay. So you have full illumination.
Yep.
Direct sunlight. Direct sunlight means the sun is being seen. The
Sun is behind them. Moon's behind them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if the sun is being seen and the moon is being seen, why can't we see it in the image?
The moon is behind them.
No, I'm not worried about the moon. Moon has nothing to do with this.
So what are you asking? Why can't we see it? It's just because of the zoom level. The zoom level in the field of view.
Anyone who heard me say moon, please put it in the chat that you heard me because you're lying if you did. I said
did he say moon?
South America, Europe, and Asia.
So everybody in the chat is saying, I heard moon. Yes, heard it. He did. Yes, I heard it.
Then I want you to send me the clip. You can be genuine and send me the clip of this letter.
In fact, I don't even have to send it to you. I'll just replay it live. Here. 1 sec. 1 sec.
When did I say moon?
We're not there yet.
Okay, maybe I did misspeak and say moon is being seen. Okay, I apologize. At any rate, the moon has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. So look, have you? There's a really no audio on YouTube. Oops. Okay. Well,
you can't play your own audio.
I can't. No. YouTube didn't pick it up, and I don't know why YouTube wasn't picking it up, but TikTok could. So sorry for YouTube, but you guys can go rewatch it. Anyway, Have you seen the video of somebody, they take a basketball and then they just draw something on it and then they zoom in and out and and it either takes up more or less of the apparent disk that you see? Have you seen that? Oh, I'm muted. Rip. Did you hear anything I just said? You're muted. You there?
I'm muted. Am I there? Am I good now? Hello.
Yeah, you're good. I can hear you. So.
Mike, can I clarify my contention before we move on?
Sure.
Okay, my contention is that on the 1972 Blue Marble, you see roughly 1/3 of the Atlantic Ocean. You see less than 1/10 of the Pacific Ocean, but a very small portion of the quote-unquote continent.
Well, yeah, but the Pacific Ocean is really on the other side. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, you see some of it. You're seeing like the 1/10 of it because it's on the other side of Africa, right? But anyway, at any rate, Arabian Peninsula, but you're not seeing Europe. You're not seeing the Indian Peninsula in Asia, and you're not seeing South America. Do you realize that if you were to draw a concentric ring around that area alone, that you would have roughly 14% of the ball?
Yeah, so are you familiar with what a dolly zoom is?
Yeah, I know what a dolly zoom is.
So a dolly zoom is what's happening here. It's making making the frontmost thing appear much bigger and occupying more of the field of view.
How did they achieve a dolly zoom with
they weren't actually doing a dolly zoom, but the dolly zoom illustrates what I'm talking about, namely that if you are far away from something and then zoom in, the certain features will be distorted, and like that won't actually be like what it looks like because they were very far away, right?
Not to the degree of 13% of the ball missing.
Do you have the math that shows that? Like,
yeah, because how do you make 13% of the ball missing when it's only taking up 30% of your field of view?
It doesn't matter how much of your field of view it's taking up.
Okay, I knew you were going to say that. Now, I want to ask you, how do you make things more or less distorted in your model in the dolly zoom? What is the zoom?
I'm going to show you a video.
What is a dolly zoom doing?
It's keeping something the same size while zooming in and getting further away, basically,
but
right?
It changes in your angular size. It
changes how flattened it is, right?
It changes the angular size to your view field.
No, dolly zoom keeps the angular size the same. It changes the relative size of different parts of an object that you're looking at.
That's not what happened in the video or in the picture. There's no way.
Well, I mean, they weren't doing a dolly zoom. They were just far away and then zoomed in, right?
No, because you can also look.
No. Okay.
You can also look at I was still talking, but you can also look at the sequential AS17 numbers, and they all show relatively the same amount of Earth.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they like intentionally zoomed in after taking another thing.
But they're at varying distances, and they show relatively the same.
On the same day, they're basically the same distance. On the same day,
no.
They're like.
How do you change the angular size of something in your view field?
I mean, you can zoom in or you can change your distance, right?
Change your distance, right? You zoom in or change your distance. Yeah. Okay. So if the zoom in.
Let me see if I can find an example of this, because there are some good examples of this. And if anybody knows any, like, maybe it's Globeman that has a video of this somewhere, but if anybody knows of a good video demonstrating what I'm talking about, let me know. Because like you can do this with like a golf ball. You can make it so that like only a piece of the golf ball looks like it's the same size. Sorry?
I've done it. It's on my page.
Oh, okay. So you have a good example of this then, right?
Yeah, I can, but you will not be able to see that if I can't have the big screen. There's zero chance.
I can pull it up. On your page. What's your account name?
Shapeshifter. Let me make sure it's
Shapeshifter question mark? Okay, I think I found you.
Go in and see. It's on. I know it's on my phone. It may not be on my page yet, but I've got the golf balls on my thing. But if I can, I can add it, and you can pull it up later.
I can't. Yeah, I can't make you big. So, was it a recent
that's
post?
What I was saying. I know that I pulled it. I know that I created the experiment. I just don't know if I posted it on Facebook, on TikTok.
Let me check something.
Do you know why the closer you get to the ball, the less you see, even though you're still seeing a circular object? Do you know why?
It's because the lens can't bend the rays significantly, or the rays enough, so it kind of forces them to the side.
It's because a sphere has three-dimensional curves, and you literally have tangents to each curve, and those tangents actually block. That's where your physical curvature comes in. But that's not what you observe in the 72 marble.
I don't really know what you're referring to.
In other words, if you are physically closer to the ball, you have curvature going in all directions. You have a tangential field of view, right? When you're
I don't know what you mean by a tangential field of view. I think that's probably a mistake.
No, it's not. It's not a mistake, because you're going to you're going to have a tangential position to the edge of the surface, right? Your field of
tangential
view.
I don't know what that phrase means. What does a tangential position to the edge of the surface mean?
Okay, listen. Okay,
when I'm listening, I just don't understand what you're saying.
When you resolve a three-dimensional object, your field of view puts a tangential edge on that. Your eyes seeing cones.
Yes.
Do we agree on this?
Yeah, sure.
That's what angular resolution is. That tangent, that individual tangent.
Well, angular resolution is a measure of the angle that those cones make. Yeah, that's roughly correct.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it happens, is because the physical curvature would block that, because the
physical curvature would. Well, look. So the question is why is it that Africa looks so big and everything else looks so small?
No,
but
that's not my question. My question is, if the light.
Why does everything else seem like it's around? You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
No, I know what you're talking about. But
okay,
that's not my
so then what's the contention? If you know what I'm talking about.
My contention is, why is an entire continent, or two entire continents, and half of another continent that takes up more than
it's a field of view issue.
No, but that's the problem, though.
How is that the problem?
The Earth in the image, as you showed earlier, pull up the original inverted AS17148.
Oh, where'd it go? I just had it up just a minute ago. One sec. Here it is. This is very much a low resolution version, but this is what we were talking about.
Yep, that's the color corrected version. The original version.
Maybe it is.
Well, I mean, it's just a color. All they did was color corrected. They scan it, color.
Yeah, sure.
No big deal. But the original is like a really ugly thing, man, and it's on my page. You can find it. You can still find it on the LPI website. But anyway, that image that you just pulled up, how much would you estimate the Earth takes up of the field of view?
Oh, I don't know if it's cropped or not, so it's hard to say.
Well, then go to the March. Then go do this one. Then March to the Moon.
Okay. I don't know what that photo is.
March to the Moon. No, just type March to the Moon website. Type in the number AS. I'll give you the number whenever you're ready.
Is marchtothemoon.com?
Marchtothemoon.com. Yeah.
That's not a thing. March to the Moon, or it's called to the moon .im-ldi.com. And then you want AS what?
AS17 148 -22727.
Okay, we got it.
Then pull up the scan of the film.
Okay, I have it here.
Can you show us?
Yep.
Now, either March to the Moon website, which is Arizona State University, is lying, or look
wait a
at
minute.
that.
That's kind of puzzling. Why is it that you can see more of it here?
You can't.
Sure you can. You can see a little bit of continent over here.
No, you can't. It's the same thing.
Wait, hold on. Can I zoom this in at all? Is there a way to zoom this in? I don't want to go to the next one. Like, I mean, here I can see like the entire Antarctic, right?
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Here you can only see half of it.
But it's because of below the line, dude. It's out of frame.
And these are all. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's during daytime. Are these these are sequential, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be sequential. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like 5 photos or so.
Well, no, there's the whole roll of the Apollo 17s on there.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I wanna do this experiment live. So we'll look at the one that's most
But I will tell you this. Let's
Hold on.
You're not going to be able to prove it, but what I would want you to do for anyone, maybe a future video for you, get you some views. You said that we're good content. We'll prove that we're good content. Do this exact experiment, because you reach a pretty good audience. Do this exact experiment as Sick Jason in your chat does, and as he already
I don't know who Sick Jason is.
Well, I know, but he's in your chat. He's down
Okay.
here. He's actually done it on his profile. And show a 30% frame consumption of the globe with a globe, an educational 2-scale globe. Show it at 30% with only those areas showing.
One sec. I'm just taking a measurement really quick. Okay, so, oops. So I just took 2 photos, the earliest one and the latest one, basically, and I just put them side by side in Paint. I scaled one up just that way, then, so it's a little bit blurrier. But these are just 2 photos from the website you just showed me, right? Mm-hmm. So here we have the first one, and then on the left we have the first one, on the right we have the second one. So if it's true that this is not a result of basically like lens issues, or like field of view issues, then it should be the case that, in fact, Africa takes up the same size in both. But what we can do is we can just basically just we can just measure how wide Africa is relative to the edge. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. We can just take measurements. So this distance is like 100 pixels, and then this distance is 50 pixels. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio here in this image. If we go over here and we do the same thing to the edge, that's 120 pixels. And then to the other edge, it's 34 pixels. That's a 4-to-1 ratio, or a 3-to-1 ratio, really. So in this picture, actually, we probably just want the size of Africa, right?
And actually, what you're showing in this one, the right hand side of the
so
darker
in this
one,
Africa's smaller, right?
Hold on just a second. My kids are in here. I gotta step
Sure.
out just a second.
I mean, it's kind of just like evidently the case that like Africa's smaller in this one, right?
No, but what you're seeing on the right hand side one is the.
We agree that it's different, right?
Yeah, I agree it's different, but the right hand side, the right hand side of the right hand one is faded on the right hand side. Yes, it's faded more, so you can't get.
Okay, so I will go get a different photo if you don't like that one.
No, but you heard my kids. I can only be up for like 1 more minute, then
okay.
I've got to take back over with the kids.
All right. Well, thanks for being here then, Shapeshifter.
But would you be willing to do that, Blitz?
I don't have a camera. I don't have like a photographic camera that I can use to adjust the lens and stuff.
No, you don't. I mean, you wouldn't even have to adjust the lens. It's just a standard lens.
Well, no, to like do a zoom to show that like you can get like different amounts present on the basketball or whatever. I also don't think I own a basketball.
I mean, I don't have. I refuse to get an educational globe, but I could do it. I could go buy an educational globe.
I don't think I have one either. I actually don't know if I own any spheres. Which is a weird thing to say, but I don't think I do.
Yeah, there's no zoom rate. You would just keep your lens standard. Keep it.
No, you would want to zoom in at further away to compare. No. So keep the angular size the same, and then just compare what you see.
That's what I'm saying, but don't do it by zoom. Do it by physical.
So you would get further away, and then you would zoom in to keep the size the same.
Yeah, you would physically zoom in, not optically zoom in with your camera. So
you need a physical lens zoom. You can't use an optical zoom. You can't use like digital zoom on your phone. All you have
to do is take a globe and stand like 10 feet away and then walk towards it, but keep Africa in the center frame.
No, but then you'd have to zoom out so it keeps the same angular size, right?
No, it wouldn't. It doesn't keep the same angular size. But
that's how you can demonstrate. Okay, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I thought that you knew about this. I thought that you knew what I was talking about.
This. That's the whole point.
Apparently not. The point is that if you are close and zoomed out, the amount of space that the center will take up will be different than if you're far but zoomed in. Even if the whole objects are the same.
What I'm telling you is you can't make it take up 30% of the frame and only show that amount.
Hold on. I want to check something. I want to see if I can find an example of this.
Because it taking up only 30%
Hold on,
of
hold
the
on.
frame.
Chill. I just want to find an example of this before you have to go, because
Yeah, I've literally got I gotta go.
I know. But I just want to find a good example. So this is from Jaws. No, I don't. That's not extreme enough. There was a video that somebody came out a while ago where it's like, let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, it's this one. Yeah. Here it is. And I can just show this really quick before you run away. I don't mean run. I don't mean run in like in that. So like by changing the focal length of the camera, see how initially his nose is so much bigger, and see how like it gets smaller in appearance relative to the rest of his face. Do you see this? This is what's happening, right?
No.
See how like the nose is at the very beginning. See how the nose is like takes up a bigger proportion of his face, and at the end it looks significantly smaller.
Number one, you're using a digital representation to.
This is not digital. These are different. This is different focal length lenses.
Okay, you're still using a digital representation to acknowledge a film. We're talking about a film.
This is not digital. This is a physical lens. It's just uploaded to the internet. Okay, this is not digital distortion. This is just different focal length lenses of the same guy.
But that's the problem, though. You know the.
What's the
focal
problem?
Length, you know the focal length was kept the same.
70. I'm not saying that they changed the focal length. I'm saying that depending on what your focal length is, different things will appear different sizes.
I don't disagree with that, but what I'm telling you is
here, clearly
you cannot recreate 30% frame consumption of the blue marble of the globe and make it.
This is not a frame issue. This is not like how much of the frame it takes up. This is like how much the different features are distorted. So if you have a smaller focal length, you get a lot more distortion, and so things in the middle seem a lot bigger than things on the edges.
What's the significance of the blue marble to you, Blitz?
It's a photo of the Earth.
It's a photo, and it shows what?
It shows the Earth as like obviously a sphere.
As a sphere, so it's the shape of the Earth, right? So if you're going to call
it is a cross section of a sphere.
If you're going to show it's showing the true shape of the Earth, then that means at 30% you should be seeing roughly half of a ball. Would you agree or not?
30% roughly. It depends on the focal length. We've been over this.
I fully agree, but at 30% frame consumption,
the 30% frame consumption has nothing to do with the focal length.
Okay. Then let me ask you a question. If I'm standing beside a 3-story building, how much of my field of view is that taking if I'm looking at it?
Seems irrelevant.
Okay, it's taking up all of it. Okay, we're going to back up.
I guess.
We're going to back up 20
This
feet.
is not an issue of just distance. This is an issue with the lens, the glass. Do you understand that?
I fully understand it's dynamic. All things are related.
Okay, so you understand that at with a 20 millimeter focal length, the things in the center are much more like they're much larger than things around the edge. But when you get to a much larger focal length,
the focal length stayed the same.
I'm saying if you have different focal lengths, you'll get different appearances. So at a long focal length, things around the edges are more in line with how they actually are. So if you have a short focal length, then the things in the middle, like Africa, will appear like it takes up more of the image, more of the whole, than things around the edges will. The things around the edges, which are closer to the sides, will appear like they're smaller relative to the things in the middle.
Tell me what focal length is. Dr. Blitz, tell me.
What focal length is? It tells you how far away the focal plane is from the lens.
Oh, it tells you how far away, so it's distance related. That's crazy.
The focal length is from the lens. Do you not understand? Okay, you should take an optics class, my guy.
That tells me exactly
It
what
has nothing to do with how far away you are from the subject.
It's the focal plane from the lens, and it's not the subject. Wow, that's crazy.
Yes, the focal plane,
absolutely,
or the focal plane is one focal length away from the lens. Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, the subject.
Have you taken an optics class?
Yes, I have actually in high school.
Did you pass?
Yes, I passed. And I'm going to ask
Like
you again.
50 years ago?
Is focal length directly related to distance?
Not distance from the subject.
What's it related to?
It's related to the shape of the lens. I thought you took an optics class.
It's related to the shape of the...
Yeah, that's what focal length is.
Anyway, in order to take up a certain amount of the field of view, what must happen?
You need to be zoomed in at a certain amount, or you need to be a certain distance away, or both.
You have to either be at a distance away or zoomed in. That is correct. So would you assume that at 30% of your field of view, you should see more than you would at 70%? You would see more of the ball. You would see more details of the ball at 70% of your field of view, but you would see more of the ball at 30% of your field of view. Would that be a correct assumption?
I mean, it depends on how far away the planet is and what your field of view.
Are you really going to gallop on that? Tell me another object that works in that manner.
No, every object does. Like you could have for example, if you just take a camera and you're really, really far away from it, and then you just like crop it, it'll take up 70%. Like you could literally just crop. You could do a digital zoom.
You have the film, my guy. That's why I told you to go to March to the Moon. You have the film. They didn't crop
the amount of space on the film that the planet takes up is not really relevant here.
Okay, so what's all the stuff around the Earth then? What is all that? Space. So
yeah.
How would I see that space if I was close enough to the Earth? Do I see space if I look at the ground right now, Dr. Blitz?
No, the Earth is in the way.
The Earth is in the way, right? So in order to get space in the film,
oh my God.
In order to get that space to be around the Earth, I have to do what, Dr. Blitz?
You have to be far enough away that you can see around it.
Yeah, to create that space. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. They were like what? Like they were what? Like 18,000 miles away or something like this?
Would you say those are inversely proportionate? That as one gets smaller, the other gets bigger?
Yeah, focal length also plays a role.
Yeah. Okay. So the more space
you understand that focal length also plays a role.
You understand that? I know that I'm still trying to land my plane. I really
wait. Hold on. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
Yes, I understand. Focal length makes a point, but it is the same focal length throughout. The focal length.
Right. But I actually don't know if they have zoom on the camera. Do you know if they had zoom on the camera?
They literally said no zoom.
Okay, no zoom. So and that's why it's smaller in later pictures, right?
Right. That's exactly why they claim. Yes, that's the point.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and make your point. They don't have zoom.
My point is, if they're inversely proportionate, in other words, the moon, I keep saying the moon, the Earth gets smaller, space in the frame gets bigger. The Earth gets bigger, the space around it gets smaller. That means that you're seeing more space when the Earth is smaller, but you're seeing more ball when the Earth is smaller. Or when the Earth is small.
No, not really.
Yes, because
look,
that's how that
so what happens with the difference in focal length? So like if you have a shorter focal length, what happens is that stuff around the edges gets compressed. So it's not like you're not losing the data for it. It just takes up a smaller amount, and so you can end up with like just a bunch of stuff around the edges.
Camera that happens at around 50 to 55% is where the transition happens.
This is not an issue of how much of your focal. No, it's really not. Like we just watched a video of it.
Then please show me any.
We just watched a video of it.
Now, please show me. Yeah, but you showed a face. I don't really care about a face. I care about a
face.
Ball.
Is roughly ball shaped.
No, it's not. Yeah, but you're seeing hair. His hair is blocking the side of his face, dude. So, show me a spherical object that you can draw lines on at exactly the hemisphere.
I've seen a video of this. I just can't seem to find it. Of like somebody did this with a basketball.
I've got the golf ball image, and the reason I use the golf ball is because it's spherical, but it has the dimples in it, so you can verify that those points are still in the center frame, and it's not. There's no way to fudge it unless you switch the golf ball. And I'll even say that that's possibility to do because not all golf balls are printed on the same place and all that crap. You know, if they have a logo on them or whatever. But anyway. But that would be the only way that you could manipulate it because the dimples, you know, you put your dot on the dimple and then there you go. But anyway, but I want you to show me where you draw.
I don't have a basketball. I physically can't do this experiment. I don't have something to do it with.
You don't have to now. I mean, like I said, you put videos up all the time. It's fine.
I don't do experiments in my videos. I don't know if you know that.
No, you usually just like try to call us crackpots and morons and stuff like that.
I don't actually really. Well, okay. If I'm doing a debunking video of a globe Earth, if I'm doing a debunking video of like a flat earther, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, you've been cordial. I tried to not raise my voice and all that, and I appreciate your time. But
Thanks for being here. Go take care of your kid.
You can't make it work at 30%, my guy. You can't.
Okay.
Have a good one.
All right, y'all. I had some super chats to read. I mean, look, if Globey McGlobeface or if Globeman were here, they would know exactly the video I'm talking about. Somebody did this with a basketball where you can basically zoom in. Like, you can back up and then zoom in so it takes up the same amount of space, and then you get a different amount of the basketball that's visible. But I can't find it. And if anybody happens to know it offhand, actually, let me check my messages. He is here. Globey McGlobeface, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know about the video I'm talking about? Dave McKeegan did it. Okay, check my Discord. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I should have. I'm so dumb. I just was. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, let's just watch this really quick. I hope he's still here so we can see it because I just wasn't paying attention to chat. Oops. I don't want to move that. I want to move this. Okay, so here we have Globeman, Average Glober. This is exactly the video. Yeah, okay. So you might think that you would want to see this. Distance of 6,020 millimeters. Radius, globe radius of 50 millimeters. Oh, look what's happening. Oh, look what's happening. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? You can make things appear bigger or smaller and take up more or less. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was the thing I was looking for. That's exactly the example. I actually need to just put this in my notes because it's a good video to have. I'll just put it in my to be sorted. I will sort it later. Oops. To be sorted. Distortion. 1970. Okay, great. Frame consumption didn't change, yeah, because they had it fill the whole frame. That was the whole point. They didn't want to make it change. That was kind of the point. Anyway, let's read some super chats and then we'll move on to our, and then we'll maybe call it a day. So from Might You Find It Interesting with the $5. Good luck, caller, with that Nobel Prize for your convergence theory. Yeah, they'll never win it though, right? From Richard King with the 75 UU, which is about $2. It's Uruguayan pesos. UU, do FLERFs really think NASA cares what they believe? They don't. Of course they don't. From 414 Comedy with the $2. FLERF TV asks if Shitfingers washed his hands yet. Did he go to the bathroom or something? I hope not. From Dom Frankmore with the $2. Why was my universe has a mind argument disregarded? It's not on topic. From Brian Peck with the $5. They aren't far enough away to see the whole hemisphere. Go to Google Earth, put a distance above Earth at 29,400 kilometers elevation. It matches. Huh. There you go. From Jack Fetter with the $5. Honestly confused. Is his flat Earth argument that the pics from space taken on the trip to the moon raise questions? FLERF, moon trip? He would probably claim that they're fake, right? And that's why they look that way. But if they were fake, why wouldn't they just make it look a certain way, right? Why wouldn't they make it look the way that you would expect it to look? From Dom Frank again, relevant because it shows how people limit understanding. Okay, well, I appreciate the $2. From One Day Dream at a Time with the $5. Thank you so much, man. Guys, we really just need a really, really big size film and our problems are solved. There you go. From Reverend Nate with the 5 Canuck bucks. Caller's kids are wondering when their father's focal length will reach them. From Jack Fetter with the $5. Apollo astronauts used several different lenses during the trip to photograph the Earth and the Moon. Not all photos use the same lens. Good to know. From James Anthony with the $5. For anyone confused, focal length is the distance from the film to the lens. Nothing to do with distance to the subject. Yeah, the film is usually placed at the focal plane of the lens. Yeah. From DJ Tony Stewart with the $2. Why is the sun and moon round, not flat? Well, they are flat. Or actually, they just think that they're luminaries or something. From Binary Ghost with the $5, Flat Earth is so tired. I really hope Hollow Earth or Growing Earth gets popular. That'd be fun, right? And from Devil's PD with the $20, thank you so much, Devil's PD. There's also a great Vsauce video on this. How much of the Earth can you see at once? That's a good point. Let's pull that up. I'm not going to watch it, but I'm going to pull it up and I'll watch it later. Because it's probably, like, I think I've seen this even. Yeah, this is an old video. This is old Vsauce. Yeah, so I'll watch it later, but it's probably relevant. Yeah, so let me make sure that I didn't miss any super chats or any like Cash Apps or anything. So we have $1 from Everett Jackson on Cash App. Thank you so much, Everett. And we have, and I think that that's it. So y'all, I'm gonna end the live here because, you know, time for me to go. About noon. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another topic. So if you want, before you go, oh, we have another super chat. We'll read it in a minute. But if you want, before you go anywhere, make sure to go to discord.gg/drblitz, drblitz, because that's how you can get to the Discord server, so long as you're 18 plus, of course. Also, if you want access to my debate notes, which I just modified, consider being a subscriber or rather a YouTube member on either YouTube channel. It's $4 or $5 a month, or being a Patreon member. You also get access to stickers as well, which is a cool way to you know, support the channel and have something exclusive. So make sure to do that. And I'm gonna read some more super chats and we'll call it a day. So from @TheBCamp with the $5, thank you so much, man. Love your content these days with the seemingly growing anti-science group. Yeah, it is growing and it is worrying. And $2 from Big. Thank you, Big. Last guy before last had Circle Earth profile picture. Yeah, that checks out. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end the live here, but thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.